Late as fuck.
I know, blame the police.
He said blame the police.
I mean, I did say I was going to be late anyway, so I did say I was going to be late,
Oh boy.
and I was planning on doing this at midnight, but the police told me to go all the way around the state fair
Right.
just so I can get back to my car. But
Oh wow.
the date was great.
Oh man.
The date was great. We had a good time,
Right.
minus the walking around, because I thought Loki they totaled my car for a minute.
Right.
Then I had to drive all the way back to Durham, and I just got back here like a couple minutes ago,
Uh-huh.
trying to get my teeth straight. What's up, everybody? What's up,
Wow.
everybody?
Yeah.
So sorry I'm late as usual, but fuck it.
It's all good.
But I'm ready to talk about this album.
Right.
Give me 1 second.
Right. It's crazy, yo. What do I think of I'm So High? Who the hell is that? Grind Mode. I never heard of them. Oh man. Who the hell is Grind Mode? The Giants are not like Cleveland. Cleveland is winning. They won tonight. They beat Denver. I don't know what the Giants are right now. They just crap. I don't like the quarterback. I think Danny Dimes is not the quarterback right now for us. He needs to be benched. We need somebody else. The defense is trash. The coach needs to go. There's a lot of issues with the Giants right now. Injuries. We have a lot
I
of players
heard,
injured. You heard?
yeah,
You heard what?
a lot of issues with the Giants and shit. Cause
The Giants, yo, when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback like Eli, it's gonna take. It might take a couple years to find the next, potential. You know what I'm saying? The next potential star. Like I don't think it's Danny right now. Like Danny showed potential in certain parts, but he's not consistent. And we have the offense, so it's not like he ain't got no weapons. But the defense is no good. I don't feel like there's no leaders on the team. Like we used to have. When we had Michael Strahan and we had Justin Tuck. It's a mess right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have the Cowboys are like running away with the division right now because nobody else wants to win in that division. You know. I don't know who Grind Mode is. Who the hell is Grind Mode? Grind Mode?
I don't even know, to be real. I thought y'all were having a conversation before I got here about
We
that.
was, but I don't know who the Grind Mode is. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor was great. No, but I mean like in recent years though. Like Lawrence Taylor was like in the '80s. He was great, even though he was always in trouble. But he was great on the field. But I'm not seeing no leaders on the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing no leaders. We don't have that. What is the most famous recording studio in history of music? Well, there was one recording studio, the Hit Factory.
Yes,
That is a great recording studio in Jimi
Hitsville,
Hendrix. Huh?
Hitsville, USA, Motown,
Right. Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland.
D&D Studios,
Yes, D&D Studios. A lot.
Marvin Gaye's room.
Right.
I'm just beating on top of my head right now.
Right. There's so many.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lately, I've just been so much ideas swimming in my fucking head about
Right.
shit.
Right.
I couldn't even sleep straight, man.
It's the best time, man. Best time to be creative. You know. Studio 54. No, he meant recording studio. That was a club. That wasn't a studio. That was an actual club where people went to get high and stuff and dance.
I could have sworn some people recorded at 54 at one point.
Did they? Before they turned into a club?
I could have sworn, but I could be wrong.
I thought it was always a club. Capitol? Capitol Records? That used to be a club? A studio? We talking about recording studios.
Hmm. I'm gonna go in about 10, 11 minutes.
Yes, Electric Ladyland. Sigma Sound Studios.
I heard
Gamble,
about that
Gamble,
one.
Gamble and Huff. Yeah,
Jesus. Whew. Feels so good to be home. Oh my God.
right.
I was like, y'all motherfuckers still would tell me to walk all the way around and my car's literally right there. And then they didn't want to give nobody a fucking ride and shit. So Kim Kardashian is gonna be the next Cardi B.
Yeah, she
Kimmy
can't
K.
rhyme. She cannot rhyme.
But I was like, stick to being a lawyer at this point.
Right? No,
I
don't do
hate
that.
that.
Stick to being a Hollywood overrated bimbo.
Well, she got a lot of blacks out of prison. She's working
Did
on
she?
getting, yeah,
Oh Lord.
like Kim Kardashian. That's why I said stick to being a lawyer. If she wants to be a
Wow.
lawyer, stick to that. Because I heard she's doing a lot of good things.
What?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian.
But
Kim
don't
K
don't
as my lawyer. I'd rather go to jail than you know what I'm saying.
you rather have Trump as a lawyer?
Trump got money. I don't know, I don't know
So,
about
so what did the Kardashians
her.
have?
Kardashian got money. I don't know what they. I think they be exaggerating about how much they worth. I'm like, well, they're really worth all this money. What
Nah,
have they done?
they were they
They
say
are.
what you want about Kardashian. They got them bucks, man.
All this from a sex tape.
Right. All,
Damn you,
well,
Ray
all this
J.
from OJ. Pretty much.
Damn you, Ray J. It's all Ray J's fault. Abbey Road, yes, Abbey Road Studios is great. Paisley Park, yes. Paisley Park, yeah.
Def Jam Studios too.
Def Jam had one?
I could have sworn Def Jam had a studio back in the
They
early
did.
days.
I didn't know that. Favorite song that y'all played during the Gamble and Huff beat battle? Um,
So many.
I don't even remember what the hell I played. I don't remember what I played at all. I'm sure everything on the list is probably all of my favorites anyway. I'm not gonna pick nothing I don't like. So Michael Jackson had a recording studio. He had one at Neverland.
Trump should go to jail. Well, at this point, he never will.
Did I play Nights Over Egypt or did you play that?
You play that.
I played that.
Yeah.
I reposted that. I posted that on my story and Cam reposted it. Would y'all consider Trey Songz a no? Hell no, no. There is nobody on R. Kelly level. Not Trey Songz. No. You don't sing like R. Kelly.
Nobody sings like R. Kelly.
No. He doesn't produce like R. Kelly or songwrite. No.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the
Hmm?
shit, the report card I have. I'm gonna pull that shit up right now.
Yeah, you said something about that. I didn't. I have to watch that video. But Biggie was rating producers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk more about that
Yeah.
after. Matter of fact. Let's start this shit now. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right.
What's up, you too? How's everyone doing this lovely Friday morning now? Just your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
What up?
First of all, like I said, sorry that I arrived late. Well, later than I usual, cause like I said before, I did say I didn't know exactly what time I would be back. But stupid shit. It was a good date, by the way. It was nice going to the state fair. Yes, I had my mask on and all that shit. Yes, I kept safe and all that. Um, but at the same time, got to go back to the main business. Finally,
Mm-hmm.
talking about this album.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Ras Kass debut album, Solar on Ice, released on October 1st, 1996, on Patchwork under Priority Records. It only has three singles: "Miami Life," which that was actually a soundtrack song.
Was it?
Um, I gotta pull up the movie again, but yeah, "Miami Life," "Anything Goes," and "Soul on Ice." And the only guest appearance was Coolio.
Yes.
Producers include Bird, Ras Kass, Battle Cat, Voodoo, Michael Flip Barber, Michael Shinsinger, Renu, and Rene Delawan. All right. First and foremost, I want to say a quick shout out to Ras Kass.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, he was supposed to have been on this review
Right.
as a guest host, but he's at the UK at the moment. But he did respond. He did, show me love. So anytime he wants to come on the show, anytime and shit like that, just talk about his career, just wrap it up. He's always feel free to enter. So
That's
shout
dope.
out to Ras Kass. By the way, all right. So how did you get into Ras Kass's music?
Yo, imagine if Ras Kass was supposed to be on here and you wasn't here.
That's why I didn't want to do that review at nighttime if Ras Kass was here because
Mm.
in case bullshit like this happened,
Right.
I would have even been embarrassed.
Oh man.
I would have even been embarrassed. I would have been like, oh hell.
Man.
But
See,
yeah,
things happen for a reason. So
yeah,
you know. Just uh, first time I heard Ras Kass, I want to say it was this album. It was Anything Goes. I think it was. I forgot what first single came off of this album first, but it might have been this or that or Soul and Ice, the track title track. But um yeah, just listening to him when he dropped this album, and um then when the remix came out, I think the remix is what really blew him up. When Diamond D did that remix, and
yes,
that's when like the underground scene, like we really started to hear about him, and hearing him on like other albums, Exhibit's first album, which was great, and you know him doing stuff with like Sophia, and having forming that Golden State Warriors side group. And when Assassination came out, I heard like more about him, and I've always followed him, like what I'm saying, like New York really showed him love on the underground scene. And I remember even back when Flex would come on with his set, and he would play like a lot of Ras Kass stuff, back then. And he was always regarded as one of the best lyricists, you know what I mean? And I know he was actually on the run from the cops. He came over here when he was on the run from the cops, because he had like some case that was going on, and he fled Cali and came to New York or whatever, and he was doing music over here. So we always like supported his stuff. I mean, at least I did. I remember when we went to the tunnel with Dr. Dre, when Dre dropped Chronic 2001.
yep.
And when they performing it, when Dre and Snoop performed the tunnel, like Ras Kass was there. It was You had like half of the West Coast there. When Ras Kass was there, Warren G, Exhibit, the East Siders. It was like a whole bunch of them. I have video of that actually when they were at the tunnel, and like he was always a dope MC to me. You know what I'm saying? Like That the underground hip hop is what I was always into, and I was always checking for his stuff when he came out, and I wanted to hear the Golden State Warriors project with him and Exhibit and Sophia, and it never happened. But you know, then later on he was part of the Four Horsemen with Killer Priest and Corrupt and
Cannabis.
Cannabis, and you know what I'm saying. So I've always followed his stuff, and he's always been a dope ass MC. And I feel like he should have gotten more shine, and more shine. He should have been more out there. You know what I'm saying? But we could say that for a lot of other MCs. But I felt like he was always like underrated. So just his concepts and the songs that he did was just very creative, and he was dope. He's definitely one of my favorite like MCs, like lyrically. Like he still got it. You know what I'm saying? And it's great to like finally, because I never discussed none of his music, because like a lot of people I know, they didn't really fuck with him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Okay.
lot of, like in high school they did, but like people I know now, they heard of the name, but they don't fuck with his music like that. So
And
it's like
I'm
this is like
explaining why.
this is like yeah, this is like the first time like I'm actually like discussing anything Ras Kass. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, because all these years, ever since I really started this channel, this was one of those albums I really wanted to talk about. I never really told a lot of people this,
right,
but at the same time too, I wanted to have the album present with me because, for one, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I saw Ronnie post he's the West Coast equivalent to Nas,
mm-hmm.
which is this is why I think he doesn't really get that much popularity
Right,
because if you listen to this album, this is a West Coast album in '96, right?
mm-hmm. Right.
What was the biggest West Coast album in '96?
All eyes on me.
Exactly. Right, All Eyes on Me.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I felt like Ras Kass was very influenced by like a lot of East Coast cats. Like you can hear
Right.
Karis One, you can hear Rakim
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. You can hear all that shit. He didn't have the traditional quote unquote West Coast sound
Right.
compared to like Pac, compared to Q. Hell, I'll even throw in Too Short in there too
Mm-hmm.
and stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Snoop Dogg, I'll throw Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, he was underground as fuck. You know, he
Right.
was underground. He was down with like Chino XL, and he was down with Coolio and stuff like that too, which is
That
kind of surprising because at that time Coolio was at his commercial peak
but
at that time.
that and '96 we was you had the coastal beef going on, and what I didn't understand was you
We'll
have
get
a
into
lot of the West Coast MCs that sounded like New York MCs.
it.
So that's
Exactly.
why this whole territorial thing never made sense to me, because I'm like, yo, Rascast, Corrupt, Exhibit, Sophia, Hyro, they all were dope underground MCs that they sounded like boot camp to me. They sounded like the artifacts to me. And I'm like, I
Hell,
didn't understand how people don't fuck with them because they live on a different coast.
hell, Ice T, he's from Jersey and shit, and
Right,
he's West Coast royalty.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like these are MCs that's regarded. Evidence as well. I love Evidence from Dilated Peoples, and I'm like, I don't understand how people don't choose not to fuck with them because they live on a different side of the country. I just thought that was always stupid. You know?
And even Ras Kass, he mentions that in the song Sunset, which I will talk
Right.
about that
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like we think West Coast hip hop, it's always gangster rap,
Right.
and then you have the other people at the far side, which
Exactly.
they get slept on too.
But part of that, I blame the media though, because when the media portrayed the West Coast as this, it's all gangster rap, and then
Yeah,
but when it comes to covering those artists like the Far Side and covering Jurassic 5, they don't get no shine. They don't get no publicity. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
these are artists that's done, the big festivals like our East Coast artists. So
exactly.
where's the shine for those artists? You know what I'm saying?
And heck, even if you take a look at West Coast hip hop between '96 and 2005, you
Right.
can't really name a lot of them that
Exactly.
was really making impact wise in the charts, like minus Snoop.
Hmm.
I mean, before the game
Right.
and stuff like that. And then, mind you, we
It wa-
didn't even talk about Top Dog and Odd
right.
Future,
It was.
all
It
that
was.
shit.
It was Biggie. It was Bad Boy and Death Row. That's what was running the charts. Everybody
Yeah.
else was like, it was. It was like a race for everybody else.
Well, Cypress Hill, they were
Cypress Hill,
never,
right? But
they
they
were
always
never,
did their numbers though,
yeah, they
and
always did their numbers.
they had a different. They had a broader crowd because the white kids loved them. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying?
they were smart with it because
Yeah.
they got into the alternative crowd too with
Right.
the marijuana,
Right.
touring in Lollapalooza. They were smart with it. Like not a lot
Right.
of people give Cypress Hill their credit when it came to marketing themselves.
Right.
But yeah, man. Really cannot wait to talk about this album. And so
Yeah.
it was either this one or Assassination, but I was like, you know what?
Love that too.
Yeah, we're gonna hell. Golden Child too.
Golden Child was dope. I
We,
got to
we
I got to hear that one again though. It's been years.
yeah, like I could have easily started any
Hmm.
Ras Kass album from those first three I mentioned, but
Right.
what better way to start than the debut album?
Right.
But what better way to start telling who Ras Kass is? So for those who don't know who Ras Kass is, he is an MC, and I use that word MC. Born in Los Angeles, um, pretty much no. He was born in Los Angeles, but I think he was raised in Carson, California. His stage name came from the Ethiopian Emperor Johannes the Fourth, and his real name was like Ras Kassa Mercha before
Hmm.
he was emperor and stuff. So
Right.
that felt like that was pretty dope. I never knew that about Ras Kass. So and he was very influenced by like Scarface, like I mentioned, Rakim,
Right.
Karis One, Q, and stuff like that. Um, and his first appearance on Wax was the song. I want to say it was a song "Remain Anonymous," and that was a very dope track. That got that got him hip hop quotable in the Source magazine, and this led him to be signed to Priority Records. You know,
Right.
the same label as Q,
Hmm.
which I'm gonna
That's
talk
cute.
about that in a minute.
Hmm.
And so around this time too, you know, he started appearing on guest appearances. He appeared on Sway and King Tex Come With It. He did a Wake Up Show Anthem 94. Of course, what we recently mentioned, he did Chino XL,
Yes.
Wyatt. We
Okay.
recently talked about that album.
Hmm.
The Chino X Here to Save You All
Hmm.
and stuff like that too, which I know a lot of people can kind of compare this album to Stone on Ice and shit like that, which
I do.
yeah. You said what?
I do. I do. I do. Listening to it like all over again, it's like you see the similarities.
Yeah, you see, I felt lyrically they were very similar
Hmm.
with one another. Production wise, I don't think they were the same production wise though.
Right.
Well, mine is the same producer, but it was different styles. I feel like
Right.
Ras Kass had more of like a, which again, people want to talk mad shit about the production on this album, which again we'll
Hmm.
talk about that in a minute.
Hmm.
But Chino XL had more of like an apocalyptic
Yeah.
feel to it. Ras Kass had more of like a, how can I put this? Black pride, like black nationalism
Hmm.
kind of feel to this album, if that makes
Right.
sense. And that's very evident because he named this album after the Eldridge Cleaver book. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Y'all should know who Eldridge Cleaver is. Y'all definitely, he's a Black Panther member and whatnot. Very controversial dude, if you ask me. Which he, now that's all I'm gonna say right there. That's all I'm gonna say. So this album came out in '96. Love the album cover right here.
Yes.
You know, there's been plenty of motherfuckers in jail, but him, I feel like him being in jail is like him being locked up for his wisdom
Right.
and stuff like that too. Like, hence like nature of the threat, which again
Hmm.
we'll talk about that. I did not open this album yet.
I wish I had that album cover. I have, but mine came. Is yours double vinyl? Because mine is double vinyl.
Yes, mine is
Okay.
double vinyl.
Okay.
See, I thought I got the album cover for you, but motherfuckers,
Somebody took it.
yeah, motherfuckers lied about what they got. Like I don't mind
Mm,
if you I don't have the album cover. Like, at least say you don't have the album cover, man.
right.
That's all I ask.
Facts. Yep.
But at the same time, I'm just grateful you got it. You know.
Yes. Finally, because I never had none of his albums. I'm like, yo, I gotta get Solo Nice, man.
Yeah, because I said to myself like I need to get tried this one and shit
Yeah.
like that for review.
Thanks.
I don't give a fuck because it was like we were originally gonna do Helter Skelter's
Right.
Nocturnal, but
Right. And
they
that's
rated
expensive.
thanks to Sean Price's death. But you
Right.
know what? All right, so this is the album cover. No booklet, just the vinyl. At least it's the right vinyl,
Right.
right? Because y'all know the history when it came to like Amazon and eBay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. All right, so this album has about 13 tracks. Let's get this shit started because this album there's a lot to talk about with this one. Track number one, On Earth as Is. This one was a nice way to start off the album. Very influenced by like the Bible. Used like a lot of biblical references, which again, like a very complex
Yeah.
to the average hip hop listener and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, man. Bird definitely did his thing with this beat right here. I've always liked Bird's production from what I've heard and shit.
Right.
So
I agree.
yeah, very, very, very dope track. Kind of gives you a glimpse of what the album is supposed to be like and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I thought it was great. Definitely a nice boom bap track to start the album off. And you got Raz saying, "And the first shall be last, and the last shall be first." Reciting the biblical verse before I make a melon burst. And off top, it's like I already got that feeling of like, yo, this is gonna be some dope ass underground hip hop, and it's gonna go under the radar because at that time that's what was going on, and he wasn't on his gangster rap shit, and I loved it. I think it was a great track to start off the album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Very, very good track. The next track we got is Anything Goes. Love this fucking track. This track and the remix. This was actually produced and written by Ras Kass himself. Yes, he does do his own production too. Um, love that usage of that I'll Be Sure sample,
Yes,
which ironically I want to say that that was from his second album.
the
Ironically,
first one.
oh that was from the
Yeah,
first.
that's from the Ooh This Love track.
Got you. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it mixed up with something else. But yeah, man, this was a very hot joint. You know, anything goes. Pretty much like a braggadocio ordeal and shit like that.
yeah,
Um, it's not now. It's a good time to say like a lot of the songs from his album kind of came from like B sides,
uh
his demo tapes and stuff like that too. So
right.
this one I want to say was a B side. I want to say no, this one was not a B side actually. But yeah, this one was a very hot joint. I love it.
I love the sample like that. I'll be sure. To me, I'll be sure's first album was a classic. I love every song on there. And you
Yeah,
can't go wrong when you sample an I'll Be Sure hit like that. Like Ooh This Love was like one of my favorite songs on that, and he made a good use of the sample and the beat. The hi hats was dope. Um, you got him saying 5 Series Beamer 189 horsepower. I like bitches with dimples and nipples the size of silver dollars. And the chorus was dope. Big bank take little bank, anything goes, legal or illegal, however you make your cash flow. I love the chorus and after the song, you got like a little skit with him and his friends, and they talking about how they were fucking bitches for like bitches was fucking them for like some cheesesteak and all that. And I thought that shit was hilarious. So I'm like, that should have been like a little skit on the album. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they like clowning chicks because they like fucking them for like Jack in the Box cheesecake and shit. So apparently, I guess Jack in the Box cheesecake is supposed to be good.
I
I don't
guess
know.
so.
We got juniors over here. We ain't got Jack in the Box, so I don't know. Maybe somebody from the West Coast can tell us if Jack in the Box cheesecake was really that bomb, you know. But yeah, that's a classic track.
Shoot, classic. Now we're gonna get into marinating. Um, Pretty much a very chill track. This was produced by Battle Cat and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Love
Mm,
that beat. You know, and
yeah,
just it's like one of those tracks. He's just talking about like chilling,
right.
smoking a few, drinking a few, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Which, ironically, a lot of fans don't fuck with this track right here when it comes to
Really?
this album. Yeah,
Wow. Why?
they said because, like I said, they said this song didn't really fit the album. Which I'm like, how it fit the fuck? Which I'm gonna say most of my thoughts on that.
I
But
liked it. I like the track. It has a laid back G funk vibe to it. I don't think it's one of Battle Cat's best productions though, cause I've heard him do like a lot of dope shit for even those latter Snoop albums and that were like mediocre in my opinion. But it's a dope track. I just feel like it's not one of the Battle Cat's best beats I've heard. But I think I mean like Ras showed versatility on this album. Like when you hear Miami Life, that to me don't go with this album.
we'll
It's a
talk about
different
that.
type of yeah, it's a different type of track. You know what I'm saying? But I think he was, you know, not trying to be too lyrical because if he was too lyrical like Chino XL, nobody. I feel like a lot of the labels would have shied away from even promoting any album that he had. So I think he had to like mix it up and make some songs accessible for like the casual listener, so that he wasn't coming off too lyrical or deep in his thoughts at times. So I think this is a great track. You know what I'm saying? Like this could have been a single. You know what I'm saying? And I think the track is dope. You got Raz saying, "So don't let the front door hit you," where RuPaul probably might, and everybody asking what's up for tomorrow night. And I love the chorus. We can marinate, get nice and stack riches, but it's BYOB. Bring your own Bud Brewing bitches. Fire track.
Very fire track.
Q said it was the bomb. You tried it before, so apparently Jack in the Box cheesecake was that bomb that they had bitches fucking create. It's crazy.
Back in the box. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna get into relishing. I guess the M is silent. So
Relish him. I think it's
yeah.
okay.
Um, Very solid track in my opinion. Pretty much, and this is like one of the tracks where it gives a glimpse about who Ras Kass is. How in this day and age, at that day and age, like in '96, well, it can still apply to today. He wants to like try to be a true MC,
Right.
but at the same time, it's hard trying to like do music, trying to like appeal to the hip hop crowd when you have people in your ear, like the labels
Mm-hmm.
and other fans. They want you to do music with the more of a mass appeal, and I kind of felt like this was his version of Gangstar's mass appeal in a weird way.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like where Gangstar was talking about like another rapper, Ras Kass was contemplating himself
Right.
about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I like that line where he says, "And since I'm broke, I take the risk, forced to hustle, because raw power moves require muscle. Knowing I'm going out tribe, I already got one strike, two more, and that's life without possibility of parole and shit." You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I love that sample he used, Little Anthony and the Imperials.
Mm.
Going out of my head. Y'all know about Little Anthony and the Imperials.
Right.
Y'all should know. Very dope soul
Yes.
doo-wop group back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, all that shit.
I thought it was dope. It had like it was real jazzy. It had like a jazzy vibe to it. Nice beat, nice scratches on it. It was dope. It was a dope track, and like again, like I think like he had to make songs like that because you didn't want to be too lyrical for the label, and the label don't promote your project because they feel like, oh well, you don't have like a radio hit, you don't got something accessible for mainstream, and that happened to a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Papoose.
it was dope. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Papoose is the first motherfucker I can think
Papoose,
about.
right, right.
But then at the same time, let's be real, NWA, Straight Outta Compton, that was not all the way radio friendly, and that managed to be.
Right. Cause
I
they
just feel
were
like
just
at
raw. They were raw. Like they were
yeah,
just so street, and We didn't hear nothing like that on the East Coast. That they just without no radio play, people just flocked to them, and they made some classic albums.
Yeah, even the Ghetto Boys too.
Right,
Grip It on the Other Level.
right.
That was very. It's like with certain motherfuckers. Sometimes they will make something so controversial that it will end up getting radio play and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But it doesn't have to be the traditional commercial
Right.
song like quarter. Like let's say like salt. Like look at Salt and Pepper's very necessary
Mm-hmm.
compared to Hot, Cool, and Vicious and shit.
Right.
And you'll see what I'm talking. And I love Very Necessary. I love that
Right.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when people want to talk about, and that's why people always want to talk about commercial and underground. They always think underground hip hop is the more serious kind of hip hop. But I've heard plenty of underground cats that was trying to rap like the mainstream cats, but they
Right.
still have this umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
underground umbrella and shit.
Right.
Cough cough, Talib Kweli.
Yeah.
Um, Hell, I would even say Run the Jewels. At this point, I would say they're not underground all the way, but they
Right.
mainstream to the point they're not commercial.
Right. People know who they are now.
Yeah,
So.
true. Because people will look at Griselda and they
Mm-hmm.
say they're underground and stuff like that. Well, technically they still are,
Yeah,
but
it's still all right. Then,
technically, but
then,
they. Oh, go ahead.
they're not household names, but
Yeah,
they're still able, with the connections they have, they're still able to like work with a lot of big name artists.
that's what Shady would do a little bit better with.
Well, they contract is up with Shady. Like I think after Conway dropped God Don't Make Mistakes, that's it. Like they relationship is over. Westside already left. Like he's not with Shady no more.
I mean, they gave all this love and attention. They gave all this promotion to Slaughterhouse, and look what Joe
Mm,
Budden did with that.
exactly.
But then
Right.
y'all have a group like Griselda.
Mm-hmm.
Like M should have done a couple of
I don't
songs.
understand that.
You over here doing songs with Ed Sheeran and all that bullshit. Like, come on, nigga, come on.
I do
And I
not
don't know. I
understand.
like the music to be murdered by album,
Mm,
but at the same time, it took a long time. Like it was like I like because it was like mostly a hip hop album.
mm,
It had its trash. Don't get me
right.
wrong,
Right.
but primarily it was a hip hop album. Like he had rappers as guest appearances.
Right.
I'm not
Well,
just
I don't like I said like I don't understand why Griselda signed with them in the first place. I'm like why? Because they already had their following. They didn't need Shady. If anything, Shady needed them. Who was the last person people like they had on their label that was good? D12. They haven't dropped shit in years.
like,
You
um
know?
Machine Gun Kelly. Wasn't he on Shady at one point?
Was he? I thought he was always on Bad Boy.
Oh yeah, he was on. It
He's
was
on Bad Boy.
somebody. Yellow
Oh, you
Wolf.
talking about Yellow Wolf? I
Yeah,
mean, I
Yellow
was
Wolf.
never into a Yellow Wolf really like that.
Me neither.
And he didn't sell like that. I'm talking like D12 sold millions because that was M's group. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, other than that, they didn't have nobody. Slaughterhouse didn't sell like D12 did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they needed Griselda. Griselda didn't need them, and I never understood why they even signed with them. I mean, because M didn't do shit with them. That would have been a good look for his albums because his albums been trash.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, man. Trash, trash. Yeah. Let's get into this
Right.
notorious. Wait. Did you say your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nature of the Threats. Probably the best known and most controversial song off this whole album. This is one of my two favorite tracks off this album as well, too. And I would even say it's probably his most signature track.
Right.
So, what is Nature of the Threat about? Mm, Pretty much, he's trying to let you dumb motherfuckers know.
Mm-hmm.
That's just pretty much the best way. Now, but for real though, oh shit, that was my fault. Pretty much Nature of the. He's just talking about conspiracies and history and whatnot. Just talking about like how the first Thanksgiving,
Right.
how we were called slaves and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Definitely talks about like how the Bible was manipulated by white people so they can make a market for religion and stuff like that too. When we started being called, we went from niggas to Negroes. Like he just went in on this fucking
Yeah.
track. 7 minutes, no chorus. Pretty much just him going off, and it got a lot of flack too at this
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yep.
A lot of controversy. Motherfuckers will say, "Oh, he's a black man telling the truth. Oh, an educated black man. Oh my God, everybody run away and stuff like this."
Yeah.
Pretty much that kind of shit. If I'm not, I think Al Sharpton said some shit.
Oh wow.
I think it was either Al Sharpton. It was one of them. See the lowest. One of them motherfuckers. One of them
Mm-hmm.
house niggas. Either
Right.
see the Lois Tucker or one of them niggas and shit like that. But actually, I wouldn't even call Al Sharpton a house nigga. I wouldn't call Al Sharpton a house nigga. He's just a shady nigga. But yeah, man. That's enough Al bashing for tonight. I love the line when he says, "Roughly 20,000 years ago, first humans evolved with the phenotypical trait genetic recessive blue eyes, blonde hair, and white skin." It's talking about the white Jesus
Right.
and shit like that too, because in the Bible it says, like in Revelations, I want to say chapter 3, verse 16, one of them chapters and shit, like they said Jesus had hair like wool, eyes like fire, and
Right.
stuff like that too. And that just what white motherfucker has hair like wool and shit. But anyway, yeah, this was a very dope track. Like I said, this is one of my two favorite tracks off this album.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned.
Yeah. This is one of those songs where I was saying is too lyrical, and because like he's saying stuff that would offend a lot of people, that like it would cause the record label to not promote his project because of what
Right.
he's saying, and it's offensive to a lot of people. Um, I like the beat. I think Ras saying around 2000 BC, Southern Russians migrated in small units. Those who traveled west populated Europe. I think it was a dope song, but I think it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads because of what he was saying and the history behind it. Regarding the Bible and stuff like that.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? I heard of I don't know if this is true. I heard that he had beef with it was with Cage back in the day because he said something about Hasidic Jews.
Well, I never heard about it. I
Okay.
don't even know that much about Cage, to be real with you.
Right. He said something apparently about Hasidic Jews, and I want to say it was either Cage or Pumpkinhead. One of them had responded to him about that.
I want to say it was Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead. Okay.
I want to say because I did hear years ago he did have something to say about this. Like I was
Yeah.
reading something on Rap Genius.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that on Stretch and Barbito. They were talking about that. That little beef he had, and it was like saying like some derogatory things about Hasidic Jews or whatever. So.
Yeah, man. And like I said, and I'm gonna be real, and I'm
Mm,
gonna be real. This song is probably the reason why this album does not really get repressed, reissued a lot.
right.
But it's crazy too because it went out of print like around 02, 03.
Mm-hmm.
But that same year, they re-released Ice Cube's "America's Most Wanted,"
Right.
and that had a lot of controversy behind that
Mm-hmm.
shit. And
Right.
I love that album,
Mm-hmm.
classic album, Five Mic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's again, I felt like with Ras Kass, he was more since he was the more underground. He was the more didn't really have that mainstream appeal like Cube
Right.
and Status Quo. It was easy to shelve this album and stuff like that too, because I think commercially, too, this album peaked at number 169 on the Billboard 200, but number 35 at the R&B hip hop charts. And the labels will look at that like
Mm-hmm.
slump change, pretty much.
Right. Right.
Because even though the hip hop it did do reasonably well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not like really in the top 20, you're not really looking for you. Number 35 was like
But for
borderline.
him, I mean, that's big.
Yeah, well, for the underground rapper, it was a
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Yeah.
big hit, especially for you in the underground and shit. But
Right.
let's just say a label like Bad Boy,
Oh
or
God.
there was, yeah, they ain't gonna keep you.
No.
They ain't gonna keep a nigga like that. Trust me.
Mm-mm. And Craig Mack went platinum, and he was considered underground, and still left that label. You
See,
know.
yeah, Craig Mack, yeah, he was different, yeah, because he was underground,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, he had years like people knew him like from the
Right.
EPMD days
Mm-hmm.
and shit too. And he had like a good mixture between like the mainstream and the underground, which
Right.
I feel like that album needs more credit,
Yeah.
what it
Definitely.
deserves
Yeah.
and shit like that. But it's the Ready to Die that kind of
Mm-hmm.
overshadows it.
Yep.
Hell, his second album is
Was
still.
dope. Yeah.
I love Operation Get Down. I don't give a fuck what
Same.
nobody
It
says.
was dope.
There's probably some days I kind of like that a little bit more than
Mm-hmm.
Project Link the World.
Right.
Some days, but yeah, that's enough about Nature of the Threat. Very dope track.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have etc. This is probably when it comes to this song right here, flow wise, lyrical wise, this might be one of his best tracks. Um, this was the B side to Remain Anonymous, to
Right.
very very dope track. The beat has a very midnight like subtle kind of feel to it, and the way how he's flipping his words, like since EST was Ack Nicholas, the nickel slick see I can't even pronounce it, some shit like ventriloquist when I throws my voice over the western hemisphere.
Right.
Like y'all motherfuckers crave ASAP Rock, cannabis, and all
Mm-hmm.
them. Ras Kass was just a good wordsmith as those two motherfuckers and shit.
Yeah.
Even probably even better
Right.
from just one song alone. Like, cause I house more niggas than the faggot named RuPaul, which this is another recent thing I should talk about. The homophobia on this album is probably another reason why this album probably does not really get as hype. Cause these days, especially with what's going on
Mm-hmm.
with a certain Charlotte rapper,
Right.
now everybody wants to be all pro gay, and like I said, I have nothing against LGBTQ community, but the media, let's not act like y'all were bashing gays. People, let's not act like y'all was saying fuck them rainbows. Let's not act like y'all were doing this. Let's not act like y'all were doing that shit. Let's be real. Let's be real. And and it's just like this. It's just like when niggas call another nigga faggot, especially like back at that time, necessarily they weren't meaning gay. Sometimes they be an idiot. No, I think no. I'm being real because some
I'm
some people
laughing at
will
what
say,
I'm laughing at what Sean said.
oh, what's up, Sean?
Big L. That's all he was doing on his first album, though. He was bashing them,
Exactly, but like I said,
and that was '95. So this is like that was a year before Soul Nice came out.
right. And like I said, when I tell a nigga go suck my dick or go suck a dick, it's not necessarily mean go suck a dick. It just means shut up or
Right.
like you're talking like people have different ways of saying shit without actually knowing what it means. And I feel like people now these days they will look at an album like Soul on Ice,
Mm.
but then they would say, "Oh, Marshall Mathers LP is a classic," and I'm just like, Marshall Mathers LP said "fag" like 200 times. Even Eminem said that when he
Man.
calls somebody a fag, he doesn't necessarily mean, "Oh, you're gay," like shit like that. Like,
Yo, Sam is funny.
like I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Like I listened to this album. I'm not automatically saying, oh, y'all talking about gay people and shit. Oh, bad. Like,
We
no,
already on. Hold on. We already on track 6, and he mentioned RuPaul twice on this album.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
Hell,
saying?
Biggie mentioned RuPaul a couple times already.
Right. Poor
I'm like, what is
RuPaul.
up with
Damn, man.
RuPaul and these rappers and shit? Like,
RuPaul got a good bashing from these people.
sometimes I'm just thinking like, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes behind certain lines and shit.
Right.
I'm not saying certain people are in that category, but you'll be surprised who's in that category if you know what I mean.
Right.
Because after what happened with Darius McCrary,
Mm. I heard something about that. What? Oh, man.
yo,
Eddie
they trying to
Winslow.
Malik
That movie.
Yoba, they trying to Malik Yoba Eddie Winslow and shit.
Wow.
So pretty much they said that he's allegedly
Mm.
dating the trans star Sydney Star,
Okay.
the same chick that set Chingy up.
Wow. Oh, man.
I'm just like, y'all trying to bully Yo, but Eddie Winslow, really?
Well, is he? Is it
He
Is it
said,
false?
don't believe everything that they say. That's why he said some shit like that. But I'm just like, if you're not dating, just say you're not dating her. Shit.
Exactly.
I hate when
Maybe he don't
celebrities
think.
do that shit, and then years later they say, "Oh, I didn't do that shit." Then why didn't you open your fucking mouth and say you didn't do that shit?
Exactly.
Talking about don't believe everything you. What the fuck that supposed to mean, nigga? If a nigga asks me if I'm dating a nigga right now, I'll say, hell no, I ain't dating no
Right.
nigga right now. Fuck
Exactly.
that. If
So
nigga asks
if
me if I'm gay, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not fucking gay. I'm like this nigga literally asked me
that
2 days ago if he wanted to suck my dick. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I
oh
told him I don't roll like that. Like I'm, I'm being real. He texted me talking about, hey, this is one of your passengers. When am I gonna when are we gonna hang out? I'm like, first of all, hold up.
your Uber passenger said that to you?
He, like I said, I haven't driven anybody in months, so I'm trying to
Right.
figure out what the fuck is a passenger. Because I've not driven anybody. I only deliver food. So I'm trying to
Right.
think of first of all, how the fuck this nigga get my number? Scott over here thinking it was a girl. I thought it was
Mm.
some girl I done helped out in the past or some shit like that. Some cougar I done helped out, but nah. He said he texted me himself talking about he want to suck my dick. I'm like, nah, nigga,
Uh,
I don't roll like that. You're gonna be blocked. Goodbye. Like,
I hope YouTube don't flag this.
nah, nah. Why would they flag it? I'm just saying. I'm not bashing nobody. I'm just speaking from facts. I'm just speaking from facts and shit. Hell, Salmon said
what?
he'll suck his own dick and shit.
What?
Like,
What? Oh wait. Okay. When that thing happened with Eddie Murphy and the trans, what did Eddie Murphy say about that whole situation? Did he?
actually, I think Eddie Murphy just went to kids' movies after that shit.
Right. And then the whole thing with Mr. C. I still have a feeling that Mr. C wasn't at the verses because of that.
Oh yeah, Mr. C, he's a suspect. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
He
if this shit is true and they don't come out and say anything, then people just gonna assume that they are. If they don't come out and say that they're not, right?
right.
So
Like I said, I have nothing against what people date, who people date. I don't care if you're straight, gay, asexual. I don't care. As long as you're dope, as long as you're legit and real, I'm cool with that shit. You know,
right,
my best friend's a gay guy and shit like
right,
that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just being real. Like I'm sick and tired of the black men using the homosexuality as a clout just so they can boost a career up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
right. I think when they step over their line, if you try to approach somebody that's not that way, then it becomes an issue,
Exactly. And,
and
and and
and
that's why
people are gonna react differently. Like somebody might want to kick your ass for doing that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Others might just ignore it.
exactly. Like that's why the baby thing, like, yeah, was it fucked up what he said?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was fucked up. But I think to myself, I think to myself.
I still don't know what he said because I don't follow. I don't listen to him. So
He pretty
he,
much was saying some shit like all my niggas who don't have black niggas, gay niggas, HIV, some shit.
mm,
I have to send it to you if I find it. It's
right,
like I can understand the word he said. I don't understand all
right.
that gibberish and shit like that he was saying and stuff like that. I don't understand all that shit. Like I don't understand all that
Oh
shit. You
my
know what I'm saying?
god, he did all that in the speech. Wow. Oh man.
He was saying some stupid shit like that. But anyway, let's get back to some
Yeah.
real hip hop. I'm tired of talking about this shit. Um,
Wow.
yeah, etc. Very dope track. I love it.
Yes, this is definitely a dope track. I love the beat. It was real jazzy. Got the horns in it. I like the buckshot sample from How Many MCs. That was dope. You got Ras saying I rock hip hop nonstop and got more juice than Snapple. I like that line, and yeah, it's just a dope ass album cut.
Yeah, very dope album cut. Um, yeah, I didn't expect us to talk 15 minutes about etc. But that really was etc.
Right.
That shit. Now we're gonna talk about Sunset. Very dope song. This is another chapter in the ever growing East Coast West Coast saga. Ras-
Oh
Ras
man.
Kass had to put his 2 cents in. I love when he says, and I know the East got love for the West, but that certain niggas, you know what I'm saying, want to talk shit, dissing where I'm from. So basically, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I feel like he was going after somebody.
Yeah, but
First
who?
off,
He said that certain nigga. Who you talking about?
that's what I'm trying to figure out, though. Like, I don't know. I feel like he was going after somebody, but he kept it. He kept it really subtle, I guess. But he had a line where he says, "I masturbate with the hands of fate
Mm-hmm.
to bust nuts on Mother Nature coming on your landscape."
Right.
Love that line.
Yes.
Um, yeah, he just pretty much saying like he has love for the East and the West Coast. The whole East Coast West Coast shit is nonsense.
Right.
And
It
stuff
is.
like that. So, very very dope track. This is probably my third favorite track off this album and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So, yeah, man, Sunset, very classic.
Great. Great. Dope beat, and like what he was saying. I totally agree with him, and you know, we didn't have enough people from the East Coast that agreed with what he was saying. It was all about defending New York and defending Philly and Jersey, and you know the West was defending them. I'm like, all of this from Pac and Biggie. How did all of this from Pac and Biggie turn into a whole coastal feud? I'll
Even
never understand that. And you know, yeah, West Side Connection was born because of this whole feud. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I'm like, they don't. Right, they don't deal with this in pop music. Nobody looks at Madonna's from Detroit. Nobody ever said, "Oh, Madonna's from Detroit. I can't listen to her because she's from Detroit."
you don't see Prince and Madonna
You know what I'm
going
saying?
Minneapolis versus Detroit. Like
If anybody don't listen to R. Kelly, it's because of what he's done. It's not because of where he's from. Nobody ever said, "Oh, I can't listen to R. Kelly because he's from Chicago." That don't happen in other genres. It's only our genre where the location thing is an issue, and I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? I'm
definitely,
like, so what so what if Dr. Dre is from the West Coast? So what? He's a great producer. That's all that should matter is the music. Where they from, it don't hold no weight to me. I don't understand why it's such a thing for people. The South, same thing with the South. They dealt with the same issue. Or they from the South, they can't listen to them. You know what I'm saying? If the artist is dope, who cares? Like you got artists from other countries that's on the charts, yo. Dua Lipa. You know what I'm saying? Drake. Like these people are from other countries and they own the charts. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know what I'm saying? Harry Styles. Like you know what I mean? I don't get why if they're not getting no grief for where they from. Why is it when it comes to a rapper being from Houston or being from Cali, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. And unfortunately, you didn't have enough people thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the only one on the East Coast that thought like that. I cannot. But you know what I'm saying? But when you talk to people, it was like they were just one track minded and it's all about the East Coast for them. And Ras, I definitely agree with what he said on the track and him saying, I'm pressing California license plates for niggas in all 50 fucking states. And I love the chorus. I'm a rap fan who never saw a band rock the park in the Bronx, but I still snap skulls in the dark. Fire. Just a great ass track, man.
and this is why I put Ras Kass in my top 25 and shit.
Right. Exactly. There's MCs is talented everywhere in different countries now. It can't just be all about New York and the East Coast. Hip hop is global now. You know, but you're gonna
Definitely,
have those fans that they stubborn and they hard headed and they're gonna just stick to one region and that's it.
definitely, yeah, man. I'm loving this review. I don't know about you, man.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
I'm,
dope.
I'm loving this review tonight. Even though I was late as fuck, though, I was like,
Right.
yeah, this is gonna be a dope review. Which I'm looking
Yeah.
for.
Yep.
Now, do 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 da da da. This is my second favorite track off this whole fucking album, Drama,
Right.
featuring the one, the only Coolio.
Yes.
Alright, so this song, it was a pretty different song on the album because it was like pretty much them talking about the game that they had it with women
Hmm.
and shit like that. I felt like Ras Kass started off great.
Yeah.
He's like, no disrespect to the opposite sex, but I ain't flexed Punani yet. That's worth my royalty checks. Woo!
Yeah.
If only today's rappers will understand that fucking line.
Right. Facts.
If only they would understand that shit. Like, you have motherfuckers selling their publishing rights for a fucking video vixen they met.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, he also said the correct combination unlocked the placenta. I gotta sell your phone with a rubber antenna. On a 3-story house, drive a 4-door AC. Favorite song of all time, my beeps hit it from the back.
Mm. Mm.
What y'all know about Juvenile Hell?
Right.
Yes.
Fire.
Fire as verse. He did his thing. Coolio did his thing on the last verse too. But I kind of felt like they should have switched Ras Kass's second verse
Mm.
with Coolio's third, that Coolio verse
Right.
and stuff like that. Cause no shade of Coolio, cause he did do his thing like that line where he says, "Cause hookers call me diamond dozen. If you thought they wasn't, you can
Right.
hit this hoe today, and tomorrow you can hit your cousin."
Mm.
That's the same motherfucker who did the theme song to Keenan and Kel parents. Just to let y'all know.
Oh shit.
Just to let y'all know. Just to let y'all know. But yeah, this is the classic track. This should have been a single.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sean, I agree. Coolio's
Yes.
verse very underrated.
Yes.
Y'all think he a fucking pop rapper? This nigga was down with Dub C and shit. Like this
Yeah.
nigga was down and shit. Like
Yeah. Definitely.
don't just focus on that Fantastic Voyage, Gangsta's Paradise. Like nigga, do your history on Coolio. That's all I gotta
Yes.
say.
I think Coolio was the star of this track.
Yeah,
And it's been a long time since like I say that about any Coolio verse, but I think he had the better verses. The beat was fire, the bass line. I love, you know, what he said. He said, "This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. I gave the bitch my autograph and she gave me some ass. But as soon as the hoe tried to get in my pockets, I shot her ass away from me like a skyrocket." And I love Ras saying, "Now you claim I'm running game and still let us run the train, pulling Coolio's braids. It wasn't me, it was the fame." And the chorus, it's drama, but it sound real good. You know the game, and you still ended up on your back. Fire, fire track. I wish they had a video for this. Cause this was a dope ass collab, the only collab on here. And man, this is one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites on this album.
right. The fact that this does not get praised upon like Death Certificate, Chronic,
Right.
All Eyes on Me is a crime by itself. Only had one guest appearance, folks.
Yep.
One guest appearance, and what Try said, he was the star of that track.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like I said before, this is why I wish Ras Kass was here because I really wanted to get his input on certain tracks.
Right.
But like I said before, he'll come one day. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold on to it.
That'll
If
be
we,
dope.
if we could review Shaq's discography,
Yes.
if we could talk about every fucking album that fucking
Snoop. That Snoop did.
Snoop did,
Mhm.
yes, I wasn't thinking that, but thank you. if if even I can talk about Tisha Campbell's first album,
Mm-hmm.
then by all means,
Yeah.
Ras Kass is going to come to this show.
Yes.
I'm going to claim it.
It's only right.
It's only right.
Yeah.
Hell, if we can talk about Assassination, I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Any album.
Any album,
Yeah.
any day. Hell,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I want to invite everybody to the show. I want to be the next Vlad. Fuck Vlad TV,
Yes.
man.
Right. Fuck
Fuck,
Vlad.
fuck the Breakfast Club. Like,
Right. Charlemagne.
fuck Hot 97. Fuck Revolt
They
TV.
don't. They don't.
Nigga,
know
this
what
is
they're
Red
doing.
Central of this bitch.
Red Central.
That ain't rap podcast of
Yes.
this bitch.
Red Central. That's why you should change it to Red Central.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, this is the authentic review.
Yes.
Like, fuck Needle Drop,
Yes.
man.
Right.
Fuck everybody.
We ain't gonna like everything.
Exactly.
I got the Janet fan base mad at me on Twitter. It's all good. I still
Yo,
love Janet.
I
though.
was reading the Twitter tweet. I was dying.
I still love Janet, but she ain't got every album that's a classic though.
Yeah,
You
at
know?
least we talk about her old album.
Right. The whole discography. Who's doing that?
Right. Who else even talked about the debut albums?
Nope.
Who
Nobody.
else?
And they wasn't good. You know what I mean? They was not good.
But yeah, he's gonna come to the show.
Yes. That would be dope.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Yes. All right. 5 more tracks left. We got this. track number 9, The Evil That Men Do. Pretty dope track indeed too. Um, just pretty much talking about like the first verse. I think he was just talking about how his dad walked out on him
Right.
and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then he was saying like as a child, he used to question about like religion and whatnot too. And then he used to get in like a lot of trouble with petty theft and stuff like that too. And then
Right.
he said like he believed that God was white if he felt like God was black and like none of this bullshit would be happening and stuff like that. And then when he got to the second verse, you know, he pretty much was like a wild motherfucker, pretty much just saying fucking versions named Lena, um, drunk driving and shit, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then he realized like it's just pretty much like him growing up like a coming of age story, all the reckless shit. It's a mixture of Ghostface's Child's Play with J. Wu the Damage's Too Perverted.
Right.
I felt that vibe. And when I say too perverted, mostly when it comes to the beat and shit.
Right. Man, he said a lot of shit. Like the first verse, he talked about like the seeing his grandparents fight, like his grandfather like hit his grandmother, and you know he was just I know when I saw the interview that he did with Vlad, and he talked about being a wild child when he was young, and how he didn't listen to his father and all that, and I think it's mostly because his father was strict, and he did a lot of shit to like piss his father off or whatever.
Yeah,
And like him, like now him and his father have a tight relationship, but before he used to do a lot of shit to piss his father off or whatever. And I felt like it was a dope track, one of the best ones on here. Again, a nice beat, was real melodic. You got Ross saying in '81. I remember the night I covered myself in baby powder, so my black ass could be light. Cause God is white and Bo Derek is a 10. I hate my black skin. It's a sin to be a nigga. So that right there was like he was dealing with a complex with being black, and you felt like maybe he wanted to be light skinned. I'm assuming, and
yeah.
um, he wanted to be white, and I never heard nobody come out and say it like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think anybody should be ashamed of their race, like whether you're black or white, Indian, Asian. Be proud of your heritage and your culture. You know, it's only now I feel like this because of this whole Black Lives Matter movement going on that people feel like it's cool to be black when we don't have no other choice but to be black. I can't change my colors. You know what I'm saying? I was born like this, so I don't think being black is cool because of a hashtag. Like we don't have no other choice but to be our race. You know what I'm saying? But
That'd be killing me about Black Lives Matter. Oh
you know
my
what I'm saying? And I feel like they're giving. I don't want to say special treatment. I feel like like all of a sudden now America is everybody is aware. They're like black awareness now. Where was all this 400 years ago when we was going through slavery and shit?
right.
You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden now because George Floyd gets gunned down, y'all want to be black awareness. You want to do this whole black awareness shit now? I just feel like it's that shit. That's a long time coming. You
And
know?
I'm all for Black Pride. You know me. I'm all for Black Pride and
Right.
shit. But when I see shit where white people post sign that says
Mm-hmm.
"Black people, we're here for you.
Right.
Black Lives Matter. We love Black people."
Mm-hmm.
I just want to just get a baseball bat, knock all those fucking signs out of
Right.
existence. And I was just like, I just saw you last week put a Trump sign last week. So
Mm-hmm.
what the hell is this?
Right.
Like what the hell is this? Like how can we go from Make America Great Again to Black Lives Matter?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the whole fucking contradiction.
So Biden is the president, and you have Kamala Harris,
Oh, don't even get me
vice
started.
president. The NBA is giving money to the HBCU schools. You got people in Hollywood, like DC. They're casting Latin. Oh, we're gonna have a Latina Batwoman. We're gonna have a Latina Supergirl. We're
Yo,
gonna make Superman black. Where was all this shit before? Why
yo,
why is it now that this shit is happening?
Netflix done acquired the whole UPN catalog in their whole fucking
Right,
streaming shit. I'm
right,
like,
and they didn't do that 5 years ago.
well, I'm just looking at myself like, okay, this is. I was like, when I saw the Parkers, I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, now y'all going too far with this
Right,
shit. And mind you, Black Lives Matter is owned by a Jew. Niggas don't want to talk about that
crazy.
shit.
You know, the
I'm just,
Oscars are so white, so they threw in a couple of black nominations, but that should have been going on. Spike Lee should have had a whole bunch of Oscars on his mantelpiece.
he got an Oscar for a movie about a Klansman,
Right,
a black
exactly.
Klansman.
Not even best director. It was some secondary
Yeah,
award. He should have best director for a couple of his films.
let that sink in, y'all.
You know.
Hollywood,
So
Hollywood, let
I
that
don't
sink
get. I'm
in.
like this shouldn't be. Don't give us special treatment now. Like this shit always has been going on. It's like they overlook our race and it's like, oh, when one of our own get gunned down by a cop, oh, let's smooth things over with the black race. With our African
No,
American people.
oh no. They want to smooth things over with the fucking mural. That's what they
Right,
want to fucking do. Like,
right,
you know how many fucking murals I see in a fucking day?
hmm
Like, what the hell is a mural gonna do?
right.
I'm gonna be real. Like, y'all have a whole mural of a George Floyd. I'm sick and tired of black men always being fucking recognized when they fucking die. I'm sick and
Exactly,
tired of that fucking shit.
exactly. If you cool with that African American person, be cool with them. Don't be cool with them because George Floyd got killed. I just think that's fake. You know what I'm saying? It's like where was all this love before for black people? You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Like look at white people. They call Eric Clapton God.
Right.
Like they treat what's that one nigga? That one white motherfucker, Paul McCartney. They
Hmm.
do all his mural. They do all his statues and shit like
Right.
that. I ain't never seen no Smokey Robinson statue. I ain't never seen no Little Richard statue. I mean,
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, like when all the riots and stuff was going on, Trump didn't give a damn. All this shit was going on his watch. He didn't
he
care.
was hiding
He would have let the whole country burn if he wanted to.
and almost did.
You know what I'm saying? He did not care.
I was about to be like, where my s'mores at?
You know?
But yeah, that's evil that men do and shit.
Yeah. Great track.
Yeah. And I was gonna add, it also reminds me of Chino XL's No Complex too.
Right.
I
Yes.
forgot to mention that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're gonna get into if slash then. This was an okay track. You know what I'm saying? This is pretty much, just him spitting, a lot of double entendres. That easy E line though.
Right. Wow.
Okay.
Didn't he get in? Didn't he have beat? He got in trouble with them or something for that? Or no?
I never heard that.
No. I thought he said something about Easy and Dre and them didn't like it.
Really? I never heard that.
No. Okay. Maybe that was a rumor.
Wow. And
I
yeah.
I thought it was a great track. I love the little flute sample in it and the beat. And you got Ras saying, "I'm a California b-boy. You like one of the Heavy D boys. Got niggas falling off the stage like they was Trouble T-Roy." Now Heavy D should have been pissed off at that line. You know what I'm saying? Like you calling out Trouble T-Roy. Poor Trouble T-Roy. He fell off that little it wasn't a stage. It was like a parking lot like level
Yeah.
or some shit. He fell off of. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
That's terrible, man. You know what I'm
I don't,
saying?
I don't even I don't even want to think about that
Right.
shit.
And I like the chorus of bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. The niggas ain't shit but hoes with dicks. I love that. That's Snoop Dogg type of answer.
For real. Now probably the most beautiful song of this whole album, Miami Life. First of all, this was a song from the soundtrack from the movie called The Substitute.
Oh, that was with James, was it Jim Belushi? James
Yep.
Belushi?
Yep.
And who else was in that? Mark Anthony was in that? I think.
I never seen the movie, but I wanna
I
say
saw the movie a long time ago. I think Mark Anthony played like one of them like badass students in class.
yeah, he
I
did, yeah.
remember seeing. Yeah, he played, and this is like I didn't even know Mark Anthony was like a Spanish artist until after I saw that movie. Cause he acts too. Like people think he just do music. He acts also. But yeah,
Yeah,
he was in that film, and the Belushi brother, and yeah, that was a good film. I saw that like way back on cable back in the day. I didn't know it was from that though.
of course it's on Tubi TV. Okay,
Right, of
I
course,
might
it's
check
a
it
hood
out.
film. It's a hood film. Yeah,
Oh, I might check
it
it
was
out.
it was like another Lean on Me. It was like that.
Oh, don't
Like
tell me
think
it's like one of them preachy. It's like one of them hard ass preachy kind of movies.
think Lean on Me. Think 187 with Samuel L.
Oh,
Jackson and he played
oh
like the substitute teacher.
shit!
Right. It was like one of those rough high schools. They did a lot of those movies back in the 80s like that.
Coach
So
Carter.
yeah, Coach Carter was like that, right? Yeah, it was like one of those like rough high school hood films.
I'm trying
I
to teach you a
didn't
dumbass something.
right, and Belushi brother he played one of the substitutes, and he had like a rowdy class, and Mark Anthony was one of the badass kids, and he was like he had his own crew and shit. You
Now
know what I'm
let me
saying?
get. Mark Anthony's character was the badass kid turned good, right?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did it
Oh Jesus
eventually. Like
Christ!
people got stabbed, they got shot, shit like that. You know, it was like Lean on Me was the same thing. It was the same shit with Lean on Me. It was the same shit with 187.
Let me guess. One of his parents died, right?
So they had somebody died in that. I haven't seen it in a I haven't seen it in a long time though. I remember like one of the students died or some shit though.
Oh
But
please, I need a good laugh tonight.
what was the? There's another one. The one with Lou Diamond Phillips is what was it? Is it Stand and Deliver? It was one with Lou Diamond Phillips and he was like a badass dude in school too, and then he
There's so
like
many
changed.
badass kids in school, man. Why can't we
That
have?
was
Why can't we have like movies about the cafeteria ladies and shit?
that was
Like
the
that was a
thing.
badass kid. Give me a movie about cafeteria ladies and shit.
That was nah. They didn't. The cafeteria lady was quiet. They didn't want no smoke.
That's what they want. That's what they want you to think.
That was the thing. Apparently, it was like the badass schools that they couldn't be controlled and they made movies out of them and the soundtrack. I didn't know that was. I never heard the soundtrack for the substitute, so I didn't know it was on you.
See now you make me want to watch this movie
Yeah,
because if it's like, because I was recently watching Living Color and
yeah.
they did that Lean on Me sketch.
Right. Dangerous Minds was like that with Michelle Pfeiffer.
I
She had
never
like a
seen Dangerous
badass. You
Minds.
never saw that?
Never
I
seen
didn't.
it.
I didn't. I never like. I thought the film was overrated. I think the soundtrack was better.
Oh now wait a minute. Wait
To
a minute.
me, the soundtrack was better than the movie. And Michelle Pfeiffer was a great actress, but I didn't. I don't think she fit that movie. I think they miscasted her in that film.
I might check it out.
Like if they put Sandra Bullock, I think Sandra Bullock would have been more believable than Michelle Pfeiffer.
And I think Sandra Bullock is kind of overrated.
You think she's overrated? Really?
I like her, but she's kind of
You
overrated.
didn't like Speed? I thought Speed was great because of her and Keanu.
I never seen Speed.
You never saw Speed?
Never
Oh
seen
man,
it.
what the fuck? You gotta watch that. We gotta do a movie
Hey,
review on that. Then that was a great movie.
I watch a lot of movies, man.
High School High. It wasn't rough like that though. They were like that was like a parody though. It
Yeah,
wasn't like the substitute and Lean on Me. They were comedic in that shit.
to me, Sunset Park, that was an after school
Yeah.
special.
Sunset Park was dope. Again, it wasn't. I like the soundtrack more than the movie to me.
I like Sunset Park, but can you
Mm.
believe Rhea Perlman as a
Nah,
teacher
nah,
and
hell no.
Federal Star
They would have ran all over her. They would have ran all over her.
Carla?
You know what I'm saying? I've been in rowdy classes where like kids in the back of the class will throw soda at the teacher. I've seen that shit happen, and the teacher will just stand there and just keep writing on the board. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens. You know what I'm saying? But like she's not believable. They would have like somebody like her. They would have ran all over her. You know what I'm saying?
But
know.
anyway, Miami Life.
Yeah.
Miami Life. This was a very dope track. Again, it's pretty much like an ode to, like, of course, Miami. Which again, this was like another song a lot of people didn't really fuck with.
Right.
Which I wish I could just take their brains and just examine what they listen to, but
Right.
I'm not a brain surgeon. The video's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it's just that intro. To me, that's my favorite part of the whole song. Like that.
Mhm.
That's that perfect
Mhm.
late
Miami.
night hip hop shit I like to listen
Hmm.
to at night. Like,
Yeah.
god damn, man,
When you
Miami
think of
Vice.
Miami and the palm trees and the brother, that's Miami. You
Yes.
know.
Yeah, and the remix. Don't even get me started on that remix, boy.
Right.
Woo! Shit.
Yeah.
Love this track.
It's great. It's great. Like the sound. It sounds like a Miami type of track. Like it sounds like he was down in Miami recording it, and like the flute, the little flute sample and the beat, and you got the cop sirens going off in the background, and it was dope. And he's saying from the jump. I'm launching rockets and scuds at Crockett and Tubbs and Ty, pulling more rump than a my tie. Like Luke and them girls wearing Daisy Dukes, cause life's a beach and I'll forever be wearing my bathing suit. That's all
Mm.
Miami. That's all they wear down there. Like you go if you ever been to Miami, you know what I'm talking about. All the women down there, they wearing flip flops and they wearing a two piece. That's it, and not wearing no clothes at all. And it's legal for them to walk in the street wearing like thongs and g strings. I've been down there for spring break. I got family down there, and that's all the women wear down there. That's it. Especially in the summer, it's only to a two piece and flip flops. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And they could like the women up here, they couldn't get away with that because they would get harassed. You know what I'm saying? But you go to South Beach, that's all they wearing, and the weather is nice, and the cops are always out there, and it's a great track, man. I love the video. The chorus he's saying Miami life at any price, keep my pockets right. F the police, Miami life ain't nice. Fire, fire track. It's a classic to me. I don't know how people don't like this track.
Yeah, man. Okay, so this next track is gonna be a controversial opinion. Soul on Ice. Oh damn. I'm gonna be real with you guys
Mm-hmm.
for a minute. When I first heard Ras Kass, the Soul on Ice remix with Diamond D, I saw they made it seem like that was the original one.
Right,
Now, and I'm gonna get to my thoughts on that. I love that version. So when I heard this album, I was getting ready to listen to this album.
right.
I heard the album. This is the first time I heard it, like back in like 2014, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, something's missing. So I looked at the track and I was like, the Soul on the Ice, because it was like the Diamond D version and shit. And
Mm-hmm.
I heard it again and I was just like, what the I mean, don't get me wrong, the album version is good.
Right.
I like the album version. But the Diamond D remix, oh my God. Why was not that on the album? That beat by Diamond,
Mm-hmm.
oh my. Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, probably my top three Diamond beats he's ever done.
Same, same.
Jesus. And then Ras Kass puts out probably my favorite verse he's ever done. The
Mm-hmm.
Waterproof MC. You ain't
Right.
wetting me. You need to stop rap and stop robbing banks like Steady B.
Mm.
Cause see, no matter how much green you make, you'll never taste the avocado. Just another broke Versace model. Tiger
Mm.
Woods ain't even up to par in the game of survival. I'm not, but there's one line that the line that solidified it all.
Mm.
And this is what every nigga want. And y'all know the line I'm talking about. I want a woman with the body of a whore and a personality like Lauren.
Mm.
Every nigga wants that shit.
Right.
Sex fiend, intellectual. Yo, that verse alone, if I'm not mistaken, I think that got a quotable, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably did. It probably did.
Oh my God. And I love, but to me, if that that remix was on this album, that would have been my favorite track, even over Nature of the Threat.
Right.
But yo, I hate when 90s rap albums do this. If you're gonna put a bonus track, put it as a bonus track or something.
Right.
If you're gonna say the song is a remix, just make it song as a remix. Don't just try to fool the motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, man.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my rant of the day. Oh
because
shit.
it. I mean, they wanted you back then to pay the $5-6 for the CD Maxi single with the remix on it. So I'm
Right.
I'm assuming maybe Diamond made the remix after the album came out, and that's why it's not on the album. You
Could be.
know, I think with they re-released the album with the remix on there, right? If I'm not mistaken,
They did.
I think they re-released the album like for the anniversary a couple years ago.
Oh
When he when
wow.
he when he came out with Solo Nights 2, I think that was the anniversary for it.
I never heard someone nice too.
I heard it. It doesn't live up to this album, but
Of course.
that's a whole different story. But the remix was great, and I think when the album was on the Billboard charts, at like what number 34, or whatever, it's because
Yeah.
of that remix. Because when that
I
remix
believe
was
it.
played in the video, and everybody remembers that remix, and that was Diamond D, and Diamond D is a legend, and anything he was doing was great, and that it should have been on the album. Like the original version is playable, but it's not my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do without it. I prefer the remix. But it's a great track. I just that the remix should have been on there, but they wanted you at that time to go out and buy the remix single. That's why they didn't put it on the album. And now it's different. Now they would have it as a bonus track or a hidden track or whatever. But back then it's like you had to buy CD singles for the remixes. You know?
Shit. Oh my god. To this day, that remix gives me chills. Like,
Yeah.
damn. I think that one, and even the Showbiz and AG, the Fat Pockets remix, the video, but that
Yeah.
da da
Mhm.
da da
Right.
da da
Yeah.
da.
Yeah. And I bought a lot of CD singles and cassette singles because of the remixes, not because of the original version, but because those remixes wasn't on the albums back then. So
Right.
that's how they were making more money from you. Like, oh, you got the album, now you got to go out and get the remix now for this single. Big L's MVP. That remix ain't on Lifestyles of Poor and Danger. You know what I'm saying? So
Something like that.
yeah,
But to me, and I'm gonna be real, I'm kind of grateful because I like the album version a bit more than the remix.
mm,
I felt like that version they made that because allegedly Puffy took that sample
right.
allegedly,
One more
but
chance. Yeah.
yeah.
hmm
But yeah, the remix was good too. Don't get me wrong, but that original fit the album more. Mm,
Sean said he released both Solo Nights 2 and unreleased songs from Solo Nights on the second disc. I didn't know that.
interesting.
But he should have released the remix as a bonus on this album, though.
Right.
You
I
know?
definitely agree with you on that. But yeah, how many more tracks? Oh yeah, one more track left. Ordo Cayo, which is Order of Chaos in Spanish.
Right.
Very dope way to end off the album, in my opinion. Pretty much like just talking about how motherfuckers are just living in a state of chaos
hmm
and stuff like that. Pretty much just talking about the hip hop game in general and how one should like remain level headed
Right.
in this state of emergency. Pretty much mentioning the Illuminati on this track too. Again, another one of the handful of MCs who was mentioned around that time too.
Right.
Very, very, very dope track. Nice way to end off this album.
Yeah, definitely a nice track, nice beat. Ras saying, what's getting six figures when you fucking with bitch niggas? I ask you, don't make me gay bash you again. He's gay bashing people on the last track of the album. You see what I'm saying? Like
Hey,
this was a thing that was going on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was a dope track, and I like how he put the explanation of the title of the song, so people know what it meant. And yeah, that was definitely a great way to end the album.
I agree. Man, man. What can I say about this album? This is a very, very, very dope album, in my opinion. A hip hop classic.
Yeah.
One of the top albums from '96, hip hop wise and shit.
Right.
Like this album, it just has the perfect mixture, in my opinion, between complex lyricism and minimalistic beats.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the production, which when I look at what people think of the album, they always want to say, "Oh well, the production is bland, it's weak."
Mm.
let me when we come talk about boom bap, the production with boom bap with the drums and how everything you have to have those beats like that so that it gives room for the MC to breathe
Right.
and shit. And with Ras Kass being like a West Coast artist, like I kind of compare it a little bit to Exhibit at the Speed of Life in a way.
Hmm.
You know, that's like another album, which again, if I'm saying Bird done some production on that one too, right?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, we talked about Bird 2 times on the show.
Right.
Exhibit, Chino, now Ras Kass, okay?
Right.
With that album, it's like it did kind of have like an East Coast sound for
Hmm.
the most part and shit like that too.
Right.
But then most ones, but when he did the 40 Days and 40 Nights,
Hmm.
he kind of added a few more West Coast elements with that one. That became more of like his breakthrough album and shit. And Ras Kass was just one of them guys like people just looked at him and he was just like branded him just as underground and stuff like that, just based off the complex lyricism. Like he was talking about the typical West Coast fashion
Right.
and whatnot too. It wasn't a quote unquote gangster rap album and shit too. Um, but I feel like he kind of succeeded on that because there's many people who say he was like the West Coast answer to Nas,
Hmm.
which let's talk about that for a minute.
Hmm.
Let's talk about that for a minute because when we look at Ras Kass and we look at Nas, me personally, I feel like it's like two very different yet similar styles
Right.
because part of me feels like Nas can do a song like Nature of the Threat.
Right.
He can probably do it, and part of me feels like Ras Kass can do a song like let's probably say Halftime and shit like that.
Right.
Personally, I just feel like Ras Kass was more he was more of a complex conspiracy, like deciphering the conspiracy,
Right.
whereas Nas modeled himself more of Rakim and shit like that. Trying to blow your mind lyrically, yeah, at the same time too on that street edge. Like he had more of like a street edge compared to Ras Kass in a
Right.
weird way.
Right. I agree.
And yes, Sam, I gave you power. That's a good choice and shit too.
Right.
And yeah, man, like, and I've heard other people say like Mike Geronimo was a successor of Nas, which I don't want to go that far.
Really, Mike Geronimo. Wow.
Yeah, but no, that's no shade against Mike though.
Right.
But yeah, Soul on Ice, like I said, it's been out of print for many years. It's been recently reissued. I think like on the 20th anniversary of Soul on Ice and stuff. I
Mm.
got the 2017 reissue on Respect the Classics and stuff
Right.
too, which I was very surprised I found and stuff like that too because over the years I've seen this album go for like $170, $100 at least and shit.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, man, five mic classic in my opinion.
Definitely, definitely a great album, and and he didn't have no big. I mean, other than Battle Cat, he didn't have no Dre. There was no Track Masters. There was no Muggs. There was no Puffy. No big name. Producers, and he had Bird, and Bird gave him some heat, and he had the lyrics and the songs, the conceptual songs, and he had your lyrical songs. You got your radio friendly songs of Miami Life and Anything Goes, and he mixed it up. And I think if he was too lyrical, he wouldn't. A lot of people would have overlooked this album. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to be too lyrical and being on a label like Priority Records. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Tommy the Boss passed away.
wow.
Wow. Which one is Tommy?
He was the one with Switch with Bobby.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
R.I.P. Shit.
Rest in peace, Tommy the Barge. But it was like he mixed it up and he had his conceptual songs, and you had your songs for radio if radio wanted to play it, and then you had the songs for like the bars, the lyrics, and I think it's a great album. I love Miami Life and Drama. Anything Goes, If Then, even Solo Nights. The original version is cool. I prefer the remix, but I love the whole album. Definitely a Five Mic classic, and more people should check out Ras Kass if they slept on him in the past. Now's the time to do it. Don't wait till this man is gone and to start looking back on his catalog. Like check his shit out now because he got a lot of other dope albums besides Solo Nights. So I think it's a great album, man.
Definitely.
You know?
All right. So pretty much, I was planning on doing an inside the zine and stuff like that too. Time is it 2:56? I can stay on for a couple of minutes and shit.
Yeah.
So I found an article
Hmm.
and stuff like that about a time when Biggie was rating certain rappers and stuff like that. Like he was giving his thoughts
Right.
on rappers, and I wanted to share it with y'all.
Hmm.
A lot of people say it's fake. A lot of people say it's real. Um, I kind of believe it's real because this kind of got him some trouble with a certain rapper, which I'll mention.
Uh oh.
Mm. But yeah, so I'm gonna use pretty much his talk. Interviews asked him an album, an artist, and stuff like that, and he's gonna give his thoughts. And it's going this from a magazine. I think it was called Peace, but
Right.
yeah, that's all I can find. So the interviewer asked him what he thought about Redman. He pretty much gave Redman a 7. He was like he was a dope rapper, but he didn't like that cosmic crazy shit he was on at that time. Cough cough, there is a dark side and
Wow.
shit too. So
Another
yeah.
somebody else that agree with me.
Yeah, he said the new Redman. That's what
Hmm.
Big said. Shit.
Wow.
I
So Biggie didn't like There's a Dark Side.
nah.
Wow.
I know
I,
you
I
happy.
wish
I
I
know
heard
you.
this back in '94.
Yeah,
I
I
wish
know.
I
I
heard
know
this
you're
back in
happy about it.
'94. Man, it's too late now. He's dead. That's crazy.
Too, dude. Anyway,
Sean
he
Sean
was
said it's from a
asked.
Canadian music interview. So it's a real
Yeah.
interview then.
Okay, so it is
Wow.
real. Okay, thank you, Sean. Okay.
That's
All
crazy.
right. So this is where the controversy comes. They were
Hmm.
asked about E40. He said zero. I don't fuck with
Wow.
Duke at all. And so allegedly, him and E40 kind of had a run in California and shit.
Mm. Right.
They said E40 had his goons handle Biggie. That's
Mm.
from what I heard and shit like that.
Maybe it was E40 that took out Big. Anybody looking in? We looking at Shug. Maybe it was E40 that had something to do with that.
Hey, I'm not saying
Mm.
shit.
Mm. Interesting.
I'm not saying
Interesting.
shit.
What if it's not Shug after all?
Shit.
I'm just saying. E40 had problems with AZ too. I remember that
That
beef.
is true. Because AZ
Like
said
we,
some shit about him on Rap City and shit.
I'm gonna tell you, there, uh, New Yorkers was stubborn and still stubborn when it comes to everybody, any artist outside of New York. But I can tell you, we wasn't bumping a lot of Bay Area shit over here, and we still don't. We were niggas was not bumping E40 and Too Short like that over here. They might know some songs from them. You know what I'm saying? When Too Short came over here in the summer, and he was doing this set, they tried to censor Too Short because like they considered his songs real dirty. So he couldn't even perform his full songs over here. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? So it was like I wasn't bumping E40 like that or the Click or Too Short like that. You know, like I like hip hop from the Bay for me is Hyro and Digital Underground. And I fuck with Richie Rich because when Richie Rich came out with Seasoned Veteran, that was like I fuck with that album. That was a dope album. You know
Yeah, I
what I'm
love
saying?
that album.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I wasn't bumping a lot of Bay Area shit. So you had people that felt like yo E40 was whack and they wasn't fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even like Biggie was just saying what a lot of people over here felt like they wasn't fucking with him like that.
Hmm. That's his opinion. Shit. So he was asked about Too Short. He said he gave him a 10. He said, "That's my dog right there. I love that nigga."
Right.
Cocktail shit. I ain't got to see that shit yet. And that's crazy. They did a song, "The World Is Filled," off Life After Death. Little
Right.
trivia. That's the only verse Puffy wrote by himself and shit.
Really?
Yes.
Puffy actually wrote a verse for himself? Wow.
Yes.
How did that happen?
And that verse was actually pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
What?
not gonna lie. I'm not
Wow.
gonna lie.
He gave Spice One a zero?
Yeah, he gave Spice One. I was just gonna get into that.
Really?
Yeah,
Now
he said,
Spice One I could fuck with. I wasn't a fan of E40, but I fuck with Spice One.
yeah, he tripping. I love it, but he tripping on that one.
Wow.
Like America's Nightmare, nigga. 187
Again,
Gold.
that Brooklyn, especially if you go borough by borough, Brooklyn has they might have heard about Spice One and E40, but it wasn't bumping them. So when I tell people like yo, like niggas is not bumping like certain artists from the West Coast and the South, I'm telling you the truth. And the radio stations, Hot 97 up here was not bumping a lot of those West Coast artists. A lot of those southern artists, niggas was not bumping them up here. Like maybe now they things times have changed and niggas got older and they got put on to like maybe they homeboys bumping something or they girlfriend was bumping it and they're like, oh, let me fuck with this Spice One album or this the Ghetto Boys album, but they wasn't playing that shit up here like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when it came to Death Row, yes, we had love for Death Row even through the whole coastal beef. You know what I'm saying? We had love for Cube. We had love for Dre. Bone Thugs, artists like that. But there's a lot of other artists that wasn't getting no play up here, and a lot of it is from the Bay Area.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? That you got to blame not just the fans, but the radio stations. You got to blame them because the DJs and everybody responsible for those playlists. They wasn't fucking with a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
Bad Boy before anything else. So they were focused on Biggie and Puffy and anything from Bad Boy before they was playing anything from the West Coast. If you wasn't up from Death Row, they wasn't fucking with you.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? And even now, it still happens like that. Like people up here don't bump E40 and shit like that. I saw E40 at the Warriors game tonight. The Warriors played on the Clippers. He was at the Warriors game, but you know what I'm saying? They wasn't fucking with E40. They probably can't even tell you an E40 song. You know,
Right. Shit.
that's how he felt, and Biggie was just speaking for a lot of people here. That you know what I'm saying. So I'm not surprised that he gave them low scores like that. But for me, like I knew who they was. Spice One, I thought was a dope ass, another underrated West Coast artist. You know what I'm saying? And he had a lot of dope ass songs, and people slept on him.
I agree on that one because his
You know,
first five albums at least was classics.
right?
Um, Craig Mack. I don't really like him too much either, dog. I
Mm.
can't give him a zero though because he got some hot shit, but like a 5.4 since he on some different shit. He from the suburbs, so he's completely different shit. So yeah,
Wasn't there like some tension with Biggie and Craig Mack? I heard about that.
yeah, they didn't really mess with each other from what I
because
heard.
because Biggie was chasing radio and Craig wasn't chasing radio. I think that's part of the reason why he left too, because he wasn't, he was on the wrong label. Like that's how I felt about, even now. That's how I feel about Wale. Wale is he don't fit with MMG. He never did, and he's a backpacker that chose to sign with MMG to get radio play. But I don't feel he's dropped anything classic on MMG.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's how Craig Mack felt. Craig Mack, even though he went platinum with his first album, he wasn't trying to stay on Bad Boy because he wasn't trying to go drop another commercial album. That wasn't him. And if it wasn't for Easy Mo B, like on that first album, that shit, who knows how that album would have sounded? You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Crazy.
You know what I mean? So like, I think that's part of the reason why he decided to part ways with Bad Boy, because him and Biggie, They had different paths that they were going on, and he just wasn't trying to be commercial. Hector was good, yo.
Good Hector. All right. He was asked about MC8. He gave MC8 an 8. He said he likes his shit. He got some hard shit. Yeah, eight's that nigga
You
and
give
shit.
you give MCA an 8.
Yeah.
Oh man, was Biggie high when he did this?
Whoa. But you don't fuck with 8?
No, no, I fuck with it. I'm saying was Biggie was Biggie high at any point when he did this interview?
They say they don't even know if he was high or sober or not. So
He just happened to give MCA the 8, and his name is MCA. I just think that's weird. you know,
I they were asked about DJ Quick. He said I like this shit on the soundtrack. That shit is hot. I give him a 7, 6.
the soundtrack Murder Was the Case.
Yeah.
Wow, a 7? Damn,
Hmm.
that's crazy. Yeah, I think he was. I think Biggie was high when he did this.
Snoop Doggy Dogg. He said I give him like an 8. I like his shit.
So nobody's getting a 10 from the West Coast. It's just an 8.
Um, you'll see.
Mm.
You'll see. They said Karis one. Now this one was pretty interesting.
Uh,
I don't like Karis one no more because he just think he's too dope. He let his ego
really?
take over his shit, and that's what brings him down. When
Mm.
he was like shout, when he was like that, they say he shouts, "Blow it to yourself." When he was like that, he was a 10. But now I am hip hop. Eat a dick, nigga. Eat a motherfucking dick.
And I've heard people say that about Karis One, that
Yeah,
he's full of
he's not
himself.
the first person.
Right.
Hell, even a lot of
Interesting.
people said that they didn't like him in the verses and shit.
Well, I mean, he's gonna be Karis One is gonna be Karis One. I already know how he is. At this point, he is who he is, and I wasn't expecting nothing less from him. So he showed off a little bit at the verses, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's all about hip hop, and you know, that's everybody has their own personality.
Yeah, it's crazy because MC Shan, I saw he dropped a video about what he thought about the verses and shit.
What did he say?
I'm about to watch it right now.
I didn't
Probably
hear what he
good.
said. Wow.
I'm just like, oh, I'm curious
He probably didn't like it.
because that line Kane said, "I
Hmm.
stayed out of your shit with you and Shan."
Right.
I
Well,
was
you
like,
and
oh.
Shan, that's interesting.
Technically, he did it because he did kind of write for Roxanne and Shantae, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it right
Right.
there. But anyway, so Gangstar.
Hmm.
Who else can I give a 10 to? I like Keith. Keith's shit is hot.
Of course. You got
All
Primo
right.
on your albums. You better give a 10 to Primo.
Outcast. He
Mm.
likes Outcast. He gives them a 6 or a 7.
A 6?
Well, this was
No.
Southern Playalistic Outcast, so
That's still a good album.
yeah,
A 6? Wow.
yeah.
No, I disagree. They higher than the 6. They have a flaw. I mean, other than the soundtrack, and people still like Idlewild, their discography is flawless. I don't think I think a 10 for me. I don't think I would give them a 6 for anything. I think Biggie was high when he did this interview. He don't sound like he was sober at all.
Nigga, I think MC Shan is high from this interview and shit. I'm
He
just
don't he don't Biggie don't sound like he was in his right frame of mind when he did this. And why is it coming out now?
what?
The interview.
Well, this interview I'm pulling up.
Yeah,
I mean, it can't. It says it's been now. I just
it's been out. I never.
yeah. Um, Big Mike. He gave him a 6 or 7.
That's the New York bias talking. That's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of I try to put people on to certain artists like Outkast and Bone Thugs and Goody Mob when they wasn't feeling it back in 95, 96. That was the mentality of New York, and it's still like that to an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that was their mentality that anything, if you're not from New York, you're not dope, and they wasn't checking for you. So you have to be extra extraordinary. You have to be like Kanye West. A lot of people feel like Kanye is a special artist, and they fuck with him. Nobody says, oh, because Kanye's from the Midwest, they don't fuck with him. Because Kanye got talent. You know, he has all the drama with him. That's what people want to see. You know what I'm saying? Or J.
Yeah.
Cole. J. Cole from the North Carolina. People fuck with J. Cole up here. You know what I'm saying? He went to school at St. John's. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, you know, for the New Yorkers mentality, you have to be extra extraordinary to be outside of New York and them still want to fuck with you. And a lot of those artists, they didn't feel like they was. So when you have Biggie saying like, "Oh, I don't fuck with E40 or Spice One," a lot of the New Yorkers thought like that. You know what I'm saying? So even now, it's like they don't fuck with Spice One. They don't play. No, New Yorkers don't play Spice One up here. I might be the only motherfucker or like the true underground head that would fuck with Spice One. Like to get some of my peoples to play Spice One, they won't fuck with. It. They don't know who Spice One is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cypress Hill, like we gave Cypress Hill love. Like they all of their videos from their first album was done here. Like, look at Hand on the Pump and How I Could Just Kill a Man. That was done here. You know, Cypress Hill is like one of my favorite groups ever, top five all time. And I'm from New York, and I'm saying that. You know, but sadly, the regional thing plays a part, and I don't understand why.
Sure. I don't
You
know. I
know,
think either.
Biggie giving some of these Biggie giving a lot of people like low grades, like Outcast a 6. I don't get that.
Well, he gave Scarface a 7 or an 8.
Right. And see, like Scarface would be higher on a lot of people's list.
He said Ari the Rugged Run, the white boy, the one I did the jam with. That's who you talking about. 2 might be a 3.
What
I
did he
did a
do?
song.
He
They
did a
paid me a
song with
lot
him?
of money. That's why I did it. The beat was knocking.
He did a song with Ari the Rugman?
Yeah, Cut Renaissance.
I don't think I heard that. I might have heard that like a long time ago. What
Yeah,
album that's from?
it was supposed to have been on I think Ari the Rugged Man's supposed first album.
Mm.
I forgot what label he was supposed to have been on, but he got kicked out of the label because he was like playing pranks. You know, he was like I heard like he pretty much like was harassing the females that was working there and shit like that. He was pretty much like a troll, like
Hmm.
pretty much. So
This is like a young RA at that time.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Um Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, those are my boys. I just like them niggas. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm.
don't rate niggas. I just like them niggas. They're just friends. You gonna this is interesting about Cypress Hill.
Right.
I used to like them. The first shit, that first "How Can I Just Kill a Man" joint,
Mm.
I was liking that. But that new age smoke out shit, fuck it.
He didn't like anything else?
You just like the first album.
That's crazy. That's retarded. Cypress Hill like first four albums are classic to me.
Shit,
You know what I
throw in
mean?
the unreleased EP and you got it.
Right. Right. That's crazy.
Um, New Kingdom. He said he never heard of them.
Who's that?
I haven't heard of them either.
New Kingdom? I don't know them. Who's in that group?
Probably Sword, Donald, and Goofy.
You stupid.
I the Brat. He said he gives the Brat a 6. She ain't the dopest female MC, but I like her
What?
single. I
A
like how she sounds.
6? Hold up, wasn't he supposed to do an album with the Brat?
Really?
Yes. Jermaine said that. That they like when they did the B side for the Bad Boys soundtrack, that Biggie went down there to record that song in Atlanta, and he said that he wanted to do a whole album with the Brat. They were planning on
Wow.
doing that shit.
Wow, interesting. I never heard about
But you
that.
give the Brat a 6? I don't understand that. Yeah, I think Biggie was hard with this. For real.
So they were given they he said that Lady of Rage was the dopest female MC with the record deal, but he said that Lil Kim was gonna be the dopest female MC that's coming out.
Mm. Was she? I think she had one great album. I don't think anything else she dropped was great.
Well,
I
Rage
like
gonna be
Foxy shit more than her, and even mine is China Doll. I still think Foxy came up with better music than Kim did.
true. He said he fucks with Naughty by Nature.
Naughty's great. Everybody love Naughty. Who don't like Naughty?
He said he liked Coolio's Mama I'm in Love with the Gangster song.
Great album.
Now, this is what he said about Ice Cube. He said the old one or the new one, Kiki Ya.
The old one.
It's not.
Definitely under. I agree with Biggie on that one. Definitely. We always talk about that. Definitely old Ice Cube.
It's not the same shit. It's like the niggas changing
Mm,
too much for me, and I
mm.
can't keep the love.
He
I
said.
respect the nigga because I know back in the day he used to do his thing, so I can't diss him. But the new shit right now is
Mm. And this would be like right around the time that One Piece was coming out.
no. This was around the time Lethal Injection came out
Oh,
and
see,
shit.
I like Lethal Injection though. That's a solid album. I don't know why he wouldn't like, but even Biggie sort of changed back then.
Mm,
You know,
interesting.
that's crazy.
But they say he gave Pac some love and shit on this issue.
Mm.
He said Dr. Dre is a dope producer, likes Primo and Banks.
He like M Banks, but he
Yeah,
don't like everybody else from the West Coast. But why does he find M Banks so special in that MCA and Spice One?
because he likes the Dangerous Crew shit, which he likes
Oh,
Too Short and shit. But
oh, right,
he
right,
don't like
right,
Spice One though. Spice One wasn't a dangerous.
right. So that's weird.
Interesting. He says Sir Mix-a-Lot. This is what he said about Sir Mix-a-Lot. I love his coats. I would love to be in the game like how that nigga get in the game. I
Mm.
don't be just as large as those fools, but get busy, cut the bullshit, fuck smiling. I got millions, but goddamn that nigga get on the mic is just something terrible, dog. I just want to get busy on the mic more than anything. The little bitch game, the Knicks play with the girls, man. A nigga just throw some bitches in their shit. They sit there like from the Tootsie Roll shit to the whoop, there it is. It's the same shit. You get trapped up with these hoes. That shit ain't nothing to do with hip hop. Nothing.
Wow. So is he? Does he like some Mix a Lot or you don't like him?
I can't even tell to be honest.
I don't know what he's saying about him. Like it sounds like he's praising him, but he's dissing him.
It's like I go, it's all about let me get on the mic, yo.
Wow.
um, they said he fucks with Wu Tang. Um, fuck with the Roots. And they were asked if he dissed the Roots on the remix of Flavor in the Ear.
Mm.
Cause I mentioned that to you before.
You did?
Yeah, when we
When
talk
did he
about the
diss
Flavor
the
in the
Roots?
Ear remix,
When did he diss the Roots?
it was allegedly when he said the line like Van Moose like disappeared like the gooch.
Mm.
But then I don't know. I think Black thought it was about him, some shit like that. I don't
Why? But he didn't mention his name.
know.
Where's where's?
I don't know. Niggas, I don't know. Well, yeah, that's all of that shit right there.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, man. Time is it?
Interesting.
22.
The,
That's
I don't
funny.
understand. I don't understand that. The
Um,
Outcast, the Outcast scoring, I don't understand. A six, the Brett a six, but you want to do an album with her?
I never heard about that, Brad. That's crazy.
Unless Jermaine is lying, but Jermaine was saying that he wanted to do a whole album with the Brat, but he never got a chance to. So I don't know. But he saw the change in Ice Cube already at that time. That's what's crazy about that. Because we didn't know what he was dropping after Lethal Injection. You know what I'm saying? And it's been downhill since Lethal Injection.
Like he took a little break and shit.
Right. I mean, after West Side Connection first album, you could say.
Yeah, but he did take a break with Lethal Injection because at that time he was still doing the movies and
Right.
shit.
Right. He gave them a six. That's crazy. Cypress Hill. He only like one Cypress Hill album.
Oh, I could just kill him.
I
Man.
just, I don't know. I guess people's ears are different, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
You
people
know.
are really different.
Yeah.
We
Don
good.
Mega. I don't like Don Mega Ice Cube. No, no, no. Every time I look at him in like those suits with the black gloves and all that, it reminds me of like We Be Thuggin' and all that other bullshit he was coming out
We
with.
be thugging.
No, I don't like that. No, no, no.
Remember that all that performance and shit?
That was bad. You can do it. All those songs he was dropping, I'm like, nah, man, this is trash.
That's gonna be hilarious trash review.
You know what I mean? What review you doing?
I mean, one day if I do that album, the War and
What?
Peace.
Oh God. You said yeah. You said you was that was coming up.
Yeah, but I want to do some Easy E shit first. I'm gonna do some good
Oh,
shit before I get to that.
right.
Shit, it's gonna rain tomorrow. Fuck, fuck rain. I like Foxy Brown shit than Lil Kim. Yeah, Foxy shit.
What they? If you look at it, really, they neck and neck. Um, I think Foxy got one more album better than Kim. Like I love Broken Silence. I didn't Notorious K.I.M. I don't think was good. Um, La Bella Mafia had a couple of nice songs, but I don't think it was a great album. And not the Naked Truth was terrible.
Well, if you put it technically, Kim has like two good albums if you want to count Junior Mafia's Conspiracy.
That don't count. That's a group album though. That's a group album. That's like that would be like Puffy trying to use that in the verses. You can't use that because they not he didn't do shit for that album and they not on Bad Boy. You can't use that album just because Biggie's on it.
Yesterday's prices are not today's prices.
You know, can't use that album.
Who the fuck is texting me?
Early Hector said we were bumping that out here. What bumping what? Don Mega Ice Cube? No. Everything from the first album to the first West Side Connection album for me. So what he hold up? Did he talk about Bone Thugs? Cause he did a song with Bone Thugs, right?
I didn't see anything about Bone Thugs there.
When was this interview conducted? Was this before Life After Death? It had to have been before
Yeah,
that, yeah.
way before that, like 94, 95. I heard.
But he was already working on a double album at that time. So I would be curious to know like what he thought about Bone Thugs.
I think he always fucked with them, from what I heard, from
Okay.
interviews I've seen from Busy.
Wow. I don't understand. Yeah, Rage was great. Though she don't have a classic album though. Brett, that's the one thing the Brett have over her. Brett have a classic, but Rage ain't got that. Rage was dope. I'm still waiting for that Rage album with Primo. He likes Bone Thugs. Biggie just had his own taste, I guess. I can't speak. I can't speak for Biggie's taste. Everybody's taste is different. So
I remember Kumo D did a report card too back in the
mm.
day.
that was in his book, right?
Um, not that book. It was something he did back in '87.
Oh, oh, this is way backs. What who he was grading?
Hold on, I was gonna save this for later, but I can just give y'all a sneak peek. Y'all know he gave LL a bad rating.
Of course he did. Of course.
He gave himself an A+. Kumo D's funny as fuck, yo.
Yo. Oh man.
Shit. Let's see.
Yeah, it had to be. But he worked on the double album for like 2 years though. Like he was working on the Junior Mafia album the same time with Life of the Death was like he was working on like on 2 for 2 years.
Oh, he actually gave LL an A. Oh,
Like 95, 96, he's working on the album. So what I don't know. Like I'll just say everybody taste is different because he loved Bone Thugs but he didn't like Outkast like that.
wow. Yeah, I might have to save this one for later. He gave Beastie Boys a 70.
A 70?
Yeah. Mind you,
Oh,
this
so
was
you going by
License to L Beastie. This wasn't Paul Boutique.
you don't think Paul's Boutique is overrated? it's never been one of my favorites. It's a good album, but it's not one of my favorite Beasties albums though.
I feel like compared to 3 Feet High and Rising,
Mm.
it should get us like people don't really give it that much smoke compared to 3 Feet High and Rising when it comes to sampling and shit.
Hector says One Piece Volume 1 and 2 is tough. I like Volume 1 more, but I don't even with those albums I don't feel like they're not whack to me. It's just they're not his best shit though. License to Ill is overrated to you?
I've heard that before.
Wow. I thought that was a great album though.
Yeah, I love License to.
And then I love their other stuff. Check Your Head and Ill Communication. Hello Nasty. To the Five Boroughs, a dope album. I never hear nobody mention that album. I think it was a good. Now, if he had dropped it as a double, would that make a difference instead of just a separate album? I don't know. I think even what the piece disc had some joints, but it's not like a classic to me. You know,
Oh Jesus, what a
some
day!
some pretty good tracks. You know, 90s Beasties. Yes, I love the 90s Beasties stuff. You know, they got too many albums to even do a discography breakdown.
What?
The Beasties they got EPs, they got albums, they got like a whole bunch of shit.
I could have sworn we did a breakdown.
Beasties? Hell no. They got too much stuff. You know, like if you want to talk about all this shit, like that's gonna be at least 2 hours, over 2 hours. The Root Down EP, the same old bullshit EP. They have like obscure like releases too. That you know,
Oh shit!
Beasties. I've liked their stuff since the first album, but I didn't start buying their shit till Ill Communication. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I really zoned in on their stuff, like the songs I was hearing from that, and then that was like right around the same time. Like I was getting into like a lot of the grunge shit. So, um, but yeah, but they've always been great, man. They have a great discography. Better lyricist, R.A. the Rugged Man or Smooth the Hustler. Wow. R.A. still doing it. Like when the last time anybody heard Smooth the Hustler? I've only heard like one album from this dude.
Yeah,
What has he done since '96?
I mean he was supposed to come out with some more shit, but
He ain't dropped shit. Like R.A. still dropping albums. You know, he might go down like he's another dude that goes down and for like one album, people praise that one album. Yeah.
I agree.
R.A. still doing it. We got to do like a one album discussion one day.
Best one album
Yes,
wonders.
yes. I don't even want to call them one album wonders. Just artists with like great one albums, like Chi Ali. I love his only album.
Ooh,
Smooth the Hustler. I love his only album. You know, Trigger Gambler. His brother. You know, artists like
uh,
that.
Twins, Conversation.
Yes, right. Dub Shack. Yes, those artists.
Trying to
And
think
like,
of another.
why didn't these artists come out with more shit? You know,
Unfortunately, Lady of Rage.
Right. Unfortunately, we still waiting for her other shit.
Man, fuck these toll charges, nigga.
Teflon My Will. Right. We were supposed to do a album review on that.
That's coming soon.
Mr. Short Cop. What happened to him?
KD.
KD. What happened to him? Caution. Well, we know what happened with him.
Rest in peace, Gonzo.
Yes. Gonzo, yo, it's crazy to like Gonzo was following me, and then it's crazy to like have an artist that was always active, and then you don't see nothing from them no more.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Mr. Short Cop. I forgot about him. How many albums have the B dropped? She dropped one, right?
Yeah, the beat drop too.
She dropped two. I
Yeah.
think I only heard one from her. Milkbone, he dropped one. What happened to that nigga? Milkbone. The Knuckleheads. Remember them?
Of course.
Man, they were like the white version of EPMD, or they were trying to be like EPMD.
Um, who else? Who else? I'm trying to think of one cat that dropped one. Downtown Science.
Who? I don't
The
know.
cat's affiliated with Third Base.
You told me about them. I didn't hear them though. I don't even remember them. Downtown Science. Is their album on YouTube?
Yeah,
I gotta
dropped in
say that.
1990. I think it's called "This Is the Test."
I don't remember them at all.
Yeah, when I heard that they were affiliated with Third Base, I was like interested.
Yeah. Fuck. Pete Nice. He dropped one solo album.
Him and MC Search.
Right. Well, we know what happened with Serge. I don't know what happened with Pete Nice though. You know. What
I know
about
both. I know both of them were beefing. Yeah, like they were having a argument.
again? They still do. They still beefing.
Yeah, they're still beefing.
Wow.
Pete Search called Search. I mean, Pete Nice called Search the Donald Trump of hip hop.
What about Al Tariq? He dropped one album, right?
Oh yeah, we know what happened to him.
God's Connection. No, I don't know what happened with him. What happened with Al Tariq?
You mean like the dude that came out with that Uptown Baby song?
No, not Lord Tariq. Al
Oh,
Tariq from the Beatnuts. Fashion.
that's. Oh, I know. I don't know what happened.
God Connections. He only dropped God Connections. I didn't hear nothing. Well, he dropped. He was in a group. He was in Missing Links, but they only did like I think like one album too.
Oh shit.
Better movie character, Old Dog or AWAX? Old Dog. Old Dog. Come on, man. Come on, Ronnie.
Shit, that's hard.
Better rap group, BDP or Compton's Most Wanted?
Wait, which one?
Better rap group, BDP or Compton's Most Wanted?
Ooh, shit, that's a hard one.
I'm going with BDP only because I'm not familiar with everything CMW dropped, but
That's a hard one.
you can't ask that question and care which one just had a verses.
I'm gonna have to go with Compton's Most Wanted on this one.
Did they end up putting the BDP stuff on streaming?
You said what?
Did they end up putting all the BDP albums on streaming after the verses?
Yeah, it's always been on
Oh,
stream.
it's always been on.
Sex and Violence. By the way, that's that story I sent you earlier. What you think of it?
It's gonna be interesting to see.
And um,
It's gonna be interesting to see. Sean said he has a couple minutes to get on.
I was actually about to turn it off in like a couple minutes. Actually, Sean, I gotta get ready to go to bed. I gotta go to work in the morning. Well, late morning. Excuse me. There was a female rapper that dropped her. Nikki D.
Yes, Nikki D. One album.
Well, I know what happened to her.
Rapping to her.
Um, I think if I'm not mistaken, the label didn't give her no money for marketing.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think Leo Cohen, I think at that time.
That'll do it. Charlie Baltimore. She got one album.
Man, her album got shelved twice.
Yeah. And then so did the Murder Inc. album. It's still not out.
Crazy. But y'all want to put out Sean
Right.
Homegirl's re-releasing her first album.
It's crazy. Did you see that? Did you see the video she posted?
Of what?
She was like dancing in a swimsuit and everybody in the comments was tagging Nelly.
They are so messy.
That shit is funny.
Your favorite
Like
rap.
they were like Nelly, look at what you missed out on.
Look how
That's funny,
stressful y'all making today.
right? You feel like shit now. Yo. Y'all gonna have Nelly jump off a bridge or something. What's your
So,
opinion?
so he in here.
What's your opinion on Industry Shakedown? Did,
Ooh,
did I hear that? I didn't. I don't think I heard that one. I heard the Connections album with him and Primo.
I love Industry Shakedown, but that was a bit too long for me.
It was too long.
Yeah, the center track I could have felt like could have been cut out in my opinion.
Roscoe, young Roscoe. He only dropped one album.
Roscoe.
Corrupted Brother.
Oh, oh,
Worst album. Ultramagnetic MC's best kept secret. Or who told you click for the people is whack? I don't think that's a whack album.
that is a whack album.
No, hell no. That is
But
not a whack album. It has some
Best
joints
Kept
on it.
Secret alone was horrible.
Which one was that? Was that the last one we did?
Yeah, the one I don't claim in the discography.
No. For the people was dope. I like that one. The
The only
joint, the
good
joint
song,
that Ellen, huh?
the only good song was Night Riders.
You did. I don't even like that song.
What? Oh,
No, I
now
don't
you
like that
love it.
song. That
Now
that
you
what
love it.
just because Aaliyah's on that? No, I don't like that song.
Even without Leah, it was a dope
No,
song.
I
Original
like
and
I
remix.
like the Heads Ain't Ready and the Illinois joint. Though that shit was fire.
I like the original version of Heads Ain't Ready with the
Yes. Yeah,
James
they didn't
Brown.
put that. That's another album. They didn't put that version on there.
Well, you know why, right?
No,
Well, because again, Puffy used that same sample for Toto's
that's
Can't You
right.
See?
Total shit. Fuck Puff, yo.
If I'm not mistaken, they had to do another version for the New Jersey Drive soundtrack. Yeah.
Wow.
And also that kind of started the beef between Bad Boy and Boot Camp Click. Now, everyone
Right.
always thinks it's the OGC's No
Right.
Fear, but nah.
That's crazy. Yeah, cause they used to play that version on the radio. That's crazy. I didn't
My
know
thing
that.
is, if every West Coast song can sample Zap's more balanced to the albums, then anybody can
Hmm.
sample that. It's not like y'all were the first ones to use that sample.
Right. Did he even pay the artist? Because he didn't do that with the Ohio plays and they sent him to court for that. For the Ready to Die sample.
I don't even know.
Because he lost the case. I think that he had to pay them like 3 million.
Yeah, that's why they took those samples out, the remastered version,
Right, right.
which is why I need to get the OG version. But
That's crazy, man. For the People was dope. It's not I don't even know like if they have like a what's their best album together. Like I love The Last Stand. That one was dope.
the one from '06,
Yeah.
that was
Um
also my favorite.
Chosen Few had some bangers. You know what I'm saying? For the People was dope. I never heard nobody say it was a whack album.
Yeah, I to me, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, that album kind of ended the run for Boot Camp for a while. In
Hmm.
my opinion. Like
Yeah, For
people
the
want to
People?
talk about Wu Tang second wave, but
Yeah.
a lot of people want to talk about the Boot Camp second wave minus
Hmm.
Warzone and shit.
Right. Yes.
Cause y'all,
Hector said Jay-Z track on New Jersey Drive was produced by Quick. I don't remember Jay-Z being on that soundtrack. What song he
yeah,
had on there?
I don't remember Jay on that soundtrack either.
What song he had on there? I
Is it
thought I
better than
thought
is it
huh?
better than Justify My Thug?
I thought that was the first time he worked with Quick was for the Blackout album.
That's what I thought too.
I don't remember that song.
Hell, as long as it's better than Justify My Thug, I'm good.
That was a dope song too. I like that.
I don't know, brother.
You never liked it? That shit is fire,
Nah.
man. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all wanted some dollars and cents, quick on that joint. Dirt was dope. It's not my favorite though. I still love Nocturnal, but Dirt was a good album. It was real. It had like some real grimy beats on there.
See, I never heard.
You never heard Dirt?
Nah.
It was dope. Like you know what I'm saying.
All right, I'm about to end off like 5 more minutes.
Best kept secret. That was the one that Reg didn't like. He didn't like that album.
To me, whenever I think of Ultramagnetic, I just think of those three albums.
Right.
Hell, the fact that people call Funk Your Head Up
Hmm.
that album, I'm like y'all bugging,
Wow.
y'all bugging.
Just to find my thug. Y'all wasn't on New Jersey Drive. That's the only time you worked with Quick was for the Blackout album. I still like that song. I think that song is still banging. It wasn't no dollars and cents, but I think for Quick to just come up with that beat in the he didn't have enough time or whatever. I think it was fire.
That's the only DJ Quick beat I don't like.
Like how come we don't hear Jay-Z? We never hear Jay-Z work with Quick again after that. Like you
Because of
should be
that,
working, huh?
because of that song.
What you mean?
Like I'm just saying because of
He
that
should be
song.
working with producers like that. Go do something. Do some more stuff with Quick. Why not? Quick would give him some fire shit. You know, is it? To me, I feel that's part of the album's downfall. When he kept using the same old producers. When you keep using Swiss Beats and Timbaland and Pharrell, it was like, come on, like you can't use other producers. He never did shit with Alchemist until the what do you call it, the J Electronica album. That's the only time you hear Jay Z over Alchemist beat.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? And that fucking album was not even good. But you got to hear Jay over an Alchemist beat finally. You know what I'm saying? Like he's never, other than the Watch the Throne joint, he never worked with a Pete Rock. Why he never worked with producers like that? Apollo Brown, you know, Derringer. You know what I'm saying? Like he could if he wanted to make a Blackout too. Those are producers he should be working with. You know what I'm saying? Heavy Fraud. You know, 38 Special. Those type of producers. I don't get it. You work. How many times you gonna keep working with Swizz and Timberland? And that's what brought down those other albums, in my opinion. Black Album was great. I still feel like that's a classic album. Even for the quick song that nobody likes. Yeah, that would be dope, man. I don't know. I don't know about a whole album, but just a couple tracks. I would love to hear him against with Apollo Brown. Shit, Skyzoo did a classic album with Apollo. Jay Z could do that. You know. Do you remember that guy said hi? How are you? That's funny.
I. Who the fuck are you?
Man. Did you ever block him?
Uh, did I ever block him? I think I did. I think he just got offended. He just never came back.
Like they got offended? Well, don't come back on here. I'm gonna offend you.
I
You
mean,
don't want
like
to come back on here.
he just popped on. Like I don't give a fuck. He just popped onto another motherfucker's podcast without even asking and shit.
Right?
Like
How you do that?
nigga had like 8,000 chins and shit. One boy looked like
You stupid.
Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob.
Hov is bougie. Yo, that's the thing is like, what you gonna use Hit Boy? Oh God, I don't want to hear no album with Hit Boy and Jay Z. You know what I'm saying? Hov is too bougie now to holler at Primo. I find it hard to believe.
But if he can still use no ID, I don't. But you gotta understand. A lot of people say Primo has been late with certain beats too.
So what? What? Primo gave him fire. Like I don't know. You're too bougie now that you can't holler at Primo or Alchemist. Come on. I don't believe that. What kind of sound is he going for? Like only for rich people? So rich people only listen to hip hop now?
Artsy.
Artsy motherfuckers? No. But Swiss Beats had. If you're gonna work with Swiss Beats, I ain't gonna listen to it because he got artsy shit that I don't care for. Yeah. He only collab with the well known. But yeah, but there's other dope producers besides Hit Boy. I think Hit Boy is severely overrated. You know what I'm saying? Derringer? I would love to hear a Derringer and Jay Z album. What? That shit would sell like a motherfucker. If Jay Z got on a Derringer beat, what that would be crazy. And I'm not and Derringer ain't got to change shit up. Just give the same grimy shit that he's giving Conway and Westside and Benny. I want to hear Jay Z over that shit. That would be bananas. You know what I'm saying? Fucking using Hit Boy and shit, man. Let Nas use that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to hit over Chop from Jay Z. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear that. I will fuse. It's gonna end up being like two of my favorites. I'm gonna like stop listening to their stuff because of this bullshit that they doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
And Eminem is only in there because he's dropping shit. But Jay and Nas, I'm gonna stop listening to their stuff.
Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night, yo. Call it a night. But I do some shit before I go to bed. All right, so like I said, I think I might just gonna push the Rap City review to 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Okay.
Just
For a minute, I thought you said Rap City.
By the way, I did watch the Tigger Rap City, the new Rap
Oh, you
City.
did? How
Yeah.
did you think? How do you think about
It's a good setup. I'm
it?
not gonna lie.
Right.
I was expecting to see a bit more current MC. Don't get me wrong, like the interview between Fat Joe and Jeezy and Jermaine
Mm-hmm.
Dupri was good, but
Right.
I wanted it to be like a mixture between current MCs and newer MCs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it does go through, it has potential. But
Did
we'll
they say that it's coming back officially or no?
no.
Oh,
I still gotta watch the video Soul Reboot.
that one is good. So what are they waiting on? Are they like, is it coming back or is it not coming back?
Well, because Tigger and Rhapsody, they're doing that show on Revolt, the
Mm,
off that show. So
mm. I
that's the
haven't seen
thing.
that.
This whole versus thing is bringing back like music platforms and shit.
Right.
Yeah, man. Sunday is the Renegades album from
Right.
Stooges.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not Stooges. Rage Against the Machine. Excuse me.
Yep.
Then the whole next week, Batman week.
Yes. Batman week. I can't wait.
Jesus.
That's gonna be great. Q said he wants to jump on for that. Just only to talk about Batman. No Pac. It's Batman week. All Batman.
Right. Got only two reviews: the Batman 1989 Prince album
Mm-hmm.
and the Batman Forever soundtrack.
Dope. I never heard that soundtrack, so I'm definitely gonna hear that.
It's very diverse. I can
Yeah.
always say that.
Mm-hmm.
Very diverse soundtrack.
Right. You got Seal and Method Man on on soundtrack.
I'm gonna be real. I think that Kiss from a Rose song is
You don't like that?
overrated.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
a
I'm always
classic
gonna say
record.
it. I like it, but I've never been a Seal fan. I'm gonna be
Right.
real.
True.
Something about it's just that how can I explain it? It's operatic R&B.
Mm-hmm.
If Celine Dion did R&B, it would be Seal's music. That's the thing. And he's a good singer. I'm not going. He's a good singer, but it's just not my kind of shit.
Right.
Now when it comes to the Space Jam soundtrack,
Mm.
his cover of like "Fly Like an Eagle."
Yeah, that was
Oh,
dope.
that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
But "Kiss from a Rose," I have to be in the mood for it. But yeah, hope everyone has a good night. Hope everyone has a good night, and I will see y'all later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.